welcome all you fuckers.
Hey.
Thanks for coming into the big apartment.
Yeah,
I don't feel very welcome.
we were trying to do it on the rooftop, but that shit didn't work out.
Because some dumbass didn't check the fucking power.
As I said, I'm prepared,
Not gonna
mate.
mention any fucking names.
It was the person that cut carbs.
Oh! And over. Ends podcast ends.
Anyway, let's sub out. I'm out.
So we got Pat Morrison.
Where's the camera? Yeah.
Yeah, the camera's there. We got me. Loz.
We got Josh.
We got the Crit. We got William Shakespeare over here.
Celebrating joke. All
Yes.
weekend.
We got Josh Tait, and we've got
Done it.
the Gobbledoc
Hamburger.
eating the chilies.
And,
As
as expected,
in the
Keep
background.
your mouth closed,
That's
please. That's better, thank you.
Sorry, God. Now I'm thirsty.
So what's the main agenda today,
The
Shannon?
main agenda is to get Pat triggered, I think.
That's a
And possibly Will.
I got this.
Yeah,
Let's do this.
Let's get
We
these
can
boys
never trigger
interested.
Will.
So Will actually suggested a roundtable podcast, so I said let's do it because he
Slightly
wanted
different.
to get
Quite
triggered. Oval table.
Whoa.
It's working out. All right, so what are we going to talk about?
Well, we're down in Melbourne for the Proraw weekend. Let's start with that. How's everybody feeling?
Fantastic.
Good?
Thirsty after those chips.
These pretzels are making me thirsty. How are you feeling, Pat?
Excellent.
What have you come to do this weekend?
To squat some weight.
Oh yeah? What do you want to squat?
A little bit.
More than you have
Am I supposed to be
before?
saying this on a podcast? Yeah, I want to squat 375
This
kilos.
won't come out until after.
Yeah, it's not going to come
Yeah.
out
Oh, that's
tonight.
alright.
Yeah.
Well, never knowing.
Yeah.
Editing skills might be great.
I'm gonna get
You've
some-
seen
I'm
his
gonna
fucking
tell everyone.
organisation to get the podcast ready.
Who's the
Or
schmoz?
maybe you're in charge of editing and it'll get done.
No, it won't get done tonight. I'm going to keep you guys out in half an hour. I don't go to sleep. No, that's good. So, 375 did you say? Very good.
What
That's a
body
world
weight?
record,
A
right?
95.
It will be the all-time world record if I do it at 90 kilos.
You mean when you do it?
Yeah, when I do it.
Yeah.
It's not if.
Yeah, exactly.
I just need 2 more days.
Well, lucky you've got that, don't you? There you go. Sweet. What about you, Critta?
I'm coming to beat Les.
Yep. Sick.
I thought
Fuck
you
Les.
came to win.
Fuck Les.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
I had lunch with you today.
actually I come to
I'm
get.
definitely going to win Proraw.
Shut up. I come to beat Pat actually. 802 at 80.
Oh, yeah. Good. You on track for it?
Did you take long to get triggered? What the fuck?
He's gone. Hang on. He's looked at us and he's like,
He's like, this
hey,
stuff for
did I
real?
just fucking hear that? Did I just fucking hear that?
This is the best.
We got 2
Continue.
days.
Continue.
I can still make 80.
He's like, just looked at us.
This is the best.
He's like, yeah. Fuck.
Carry on. Carry
Is this
on.
is this the weight class? Have you gone up?
No. Parallel's always
Proraw?
on.
Always here.
Oh, but yeah, GBC 82.
Yeah. Very
So
good.
we're not.
Oh yeah, so let's just talk about you just won 2, so you're still in the running for the Triple Crown.
Yep.
And then you've got Yanni.
Who?
Who's that?
More shame.
So you're going to smash him at that?
I love staring I'll beat you if I have to.
Okay, good. Good answer. Will, you going to do anything spectacular this weekend?
Big Tom man.
Tom beat himself.
That's right, he won't be
Oh
watching
boy.
this.
We'll see.
Triggered everyone.
This is an Australian audience.
Yeah, that's it. We don't
It's gonna go
broadcast.
international.
The internet's not international, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, come to win. Definitely get that Australian record back.
Oh yeah.
What's that again?
What's the Australian record?
940?
That was the meet where the press
Oh, that's
call,
that other thing.
where he was benching and he got the press call halfway down.
WWE.
And he got the squat that was past, that was like
okay.
this high.
Are you talking about WIPF or?
Yeah, that one.
Nah.
That one.
Tricky.
Very good.
None of that was yours.
Silence.
You feeling good? Did you break the record?
I'm so good at this.
Hopefully I'll smash that on my seconds and then see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You've had a very good prep. You've had a very good prep. I've been watching you.
Yeah.
I've been fangirling.
Yeah.
You look good. Look
No, the
strong.
lifts are good.
Sorry, I didn't say that to either of you two, but whatever.
Lifts are really good. I'm actually more proud of how I feel, but my body's holding way better.
Yeah.
Moving way better.
Bench needs
Not
some
that
work,
anybody
but-
can actually see. Fucking hell.
Take your shirt off and
Nobody
show
cares
us.
about bench, right?
And you've got such a cheetah range as well. I don't know how it's not high.
Yeah, why is it not strong? It's alright, I'll talk to you after Proraw.
Alright.
All right, your turn.
Me?
Yeah.
Suck it.
Your turn, big boy.
Yes. Yes.
He is ready.
How are you feeling, Josh?
Yeah, whatever.
Pressure's on.
No, like everyone.
Josh is ready for the party afterwards.
Okay.
No, I feel alright. I'm just, everyone's asking me how I feel this year, and I'm like, I don't fucking care really.
We look a bit bigger though, don't you?
A little bit.
Yep.
Training's been a lot better over the last 12 months.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm just.
Boy.
Shut up.
You gonna do a Bradbury?
A Bradbury?
Oh, wow. You know what's so funny? I was scrolling my Facebook feed today and there was like a clip of the Bradbury thing. Just randomly. I was like,
Yeah,
what
no,
the
we
fuck?
Yeah.
I tagged Josh in
He
it.
tagged me in.
Really?
I
That's why I
said,
saw it.
I said, hey, it reminds me of Proraw last year
fuck.
when 3 of us got hurt or injured or bombed, and then Ben won with 9.
You still sore on that?
Block or delete anyone.
Josh is triggered already.
Just woke up triggered. That wasn't difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, he's breathing
So
triggered.
fucking- That was a year ago. Why bringing up old shit?
We were on a break. Yes.
So what's your total?
I don't know. I don't really. I've got some numbers that I'm looking for, and
What are they?
From what I can tell, most of the 125s outside Ryan.
Struggling.
9:30-ish. Is that
yeah,
right?
it'll be around.
I'm guessing.
Around there. So for me, coming into the comp, obviously switching over to sumo, I'm looking at it going, let's just try and equal the best conventional pull. So it'll be about 330. Bench wise, it's still lagging a little bit behind after the bicep injury. So it'll probably be sitting around the 247, 250 mark.
Yep.
If I bench the
It's not
240,
too shit, is it?
Pretty average.
if I bench 240 on the day, how I did in training the other week, I'll probably call something like 247 just to be sensible this year.
Yep.
And then squat, well, I'll just let G
Are
just.
you going to squat more than you bench?
This year,
Fucking better.
I'll probably let G call it this year.
Hi.
Hi, Gawain.
Hi.
What are you going to do this year?
Yeah.
Are you going to show up?
Define show. I'll be late and I'll be taking a nap.
You'll find me and G napping.
Oh shit, so I'm up? Oh fuck. Pat, wrap me, fuck.
Are you going to warm up or are you just going to walk on and do your
I'll warm up and do some stuff.
Yeah, bring
I
it down.
just, yes.
Are you gonna win?
Probably not.
Who's going to win?
If for me to win, Dylan would have to make 2 mistakes. So, and I don't think.
What, sleep in and...
Well, he'd have to miss 2 lifts.
Yeah.
So, and I don't really see him missing 2 lifts. So,
Well, man,
he could, but like, I don't.
there's always, there's always a possibility that he will, especially because he has been nursing an injury coming into the prep, and he has been pulling his squats high. So the thing
Yeah,
is,
so
if
does
he's
G, though.
if he's not confident, if he's obviously not confident with injury coming into the comp, he's going to be cutting them high. And this year they're going to be making a statement, I think, particularly with guys squatting high, because there's been a lot of footage floating around of guys squatting high. So it's sort of like, they really need to fucking lay the law down this year and go, this shit's not going to be tolerated.
Yeah, I've heard it all before.
Yeah, I get that.
People will say whatever, but like, people forget, and the so long as you have consistent judging, I'm not going
I know
to.
Zoe's brutal.
Huh?
Zoe will be brutal.
I hope so. I hope she's brutal.
No, I don't know. Zoe's sort of here and there. I think she's a bit too fangirly still with some people. You know what I mean? I don't think she's necessarily that she's going to make the tough calls when you need to make the tough calls.
What about the judges staying in their seats this year? Do you think that'll happen?
Probably
Or
not.
they'll be on all fours again.
Probably not.
Big crowd. Give me back.
Especially when
Wait,
the
no, sorry.
I've
there's-
al- see,
no,
look,
no,
I've
no
always
rule from Proraw though.
There's,
So
there
it
isn't,
doesn't
but this
matter.
year they have introduced the timer. So most of the referees are GPC referees, so they know they should be fucking sitting in their seat. You move your chair to wherever you get a good view. You don't get off the fucking chair, and you don't.
No, but you can
Try and
judge a
hunt-
squat depth from below the crease of the hip.
What's that?
You can judge a squat if your head's below the crease of the hip.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are we going with that?
It's getting brutal.
So it's okay to sit or not sit.
Ah, lay down.
Yeah.
Yeah, just lay down.
So I'll stand up. You judge it from.
Yeah, do these. Yep, that's right. Once.
Just make sure you teabag the
I
person
cut that off.
underneath
That
it.
conversation real quick.
Anyway, that's a wrap, guys. So thanks for coming.
Thanks, Pat.
Sorry for touching the sore spots.
No, that's fine.
Trigger
That's
everyone.
good. So let's talk more about that.
So what?
Where was the judge's head when you squat last?
Not up my ass.
Ah, okay. So you didn't teabag anyone.
No.
So how will they know you're at depth?
Well, that's why I got reds, because their heads weren't up my ass.
Yeah. There you go. So you're not a Ray Williams then?
Ray Williams' squat was great. I'm sorry, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was.
It's the best in
I just meant like you're not the
It was
golden
fun. It
child.
was fun.
I thought you are the golden child. The Proraw golden child.
No one can beat Pat.
You're going to beat him, aren't you? That's what you just said.
Well,
You're
not
going to beat
Yeah,
him.
technically,
I'm beating
he-
old Pat.
He's not
That's fine.
He's not
Theoretically,
That's fine. He's still dirty on it. It's
Old,
fine.
this is old Pat.
Pat
This
has
is not.
evolved.
Yeah.
It depends what
It's
the
next
what
level.
what the referees are looking at as well. You know what I mean? Like everyone says, hip crease below the knee joint, and it's written. But at the same time, you know, some of these guys have big quads as well, so
Yeah.
they do need
And
a
some
better
of these girls
understanding.
have big quads.
And they do need a better understanding of
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree
100%.
with G.
I think that
of where the midline of the femur should be, where
They've done
there's
it
a downward
enough- they've done
angle.
it enough times.
Yes and no. Like most of them, I always say when I was down at Big Dogs refereeing, I was out the back watching the lifters actually starting to warm up, so
Yeah.
I could get an idea of where the individual is going to be squatting. I just don't see that happen at any other comps. You know.
Yeah.
Get off your ass and make the effort.
Yeah.
That way you'll be a
I
better
agree.
referee.
I agree with
They
that.
are going to be higher when they're right,
There
but
should also be an element on the lifter. There should be some an onus on the lifter to be. If that's not happening from a judge or judges, go pull a judge. Go listen, Josh, Pat, whomever the judge. Go listen. This is my second last warm up. It's my last warm up.
Yeah.
What do you think? Am I needing to
I've
go
done
deeper?
that before.
and most of us train in like powerlifting gyms. Like there's judges.
I train in my
gyms.
shed.
Yeah.
Because I'm fucking way more hardcore
It's a
than all of
powerlifting shed
Harsh
though.
judge. Like,
Nice judge. You're still-
you. Way more hardcore than all of you.
no, Pat doesn't pull depth until it gets heavy anyway. So.
That's true. It's like you don't squat to depth until it's heavy enough.
That's right. 420 is enough.
430 better.
Yeah, better.
So am I rapping?
So anyway, let's go back to you.
Do we
What
have
do you? Yeah. What are you hoping for on that?
I'm just hoping to go 9 for 9. I haven't competed in a long time,
Yeah.
so I need to just ensure that I get through the process, the long day, execute the plan, and then move on to the next comp.
Very good. And what will be your next comp? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
GPC Nationals, I heard.
Lol. In sleeves? Yeah, sleeves. GBC can eat my ass.
big dogs.
Probably
You didn't say that
big
loud
dogs. Probably big
It's probably a
dogs.
good
Mic
thing.
check. Oh no, I'll just got a different take on it this year. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not angry this year, I don't really care. Probably because I've hung out with G and he's sort of settled me down a little bit, and I'm just like,
Someone
whatever
had
happens,
to.
happens.
Highly manipulative.
You're a liability to yourself, Josh.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Too hot-headed, too bad-tempered.
Yeah.
So, I'm just a bit more like, whatever.
What colour suit are you going to wear this year?
Well,
Shut up, you're wearing pink.
You didn't bring it.
I didn't bring the pink.
Yeah.
No, I didn't
Green,
bring the
green
pink.
one.
No, I
This
didn't bring the
week?
green.
Okay.
I didn't bring the
Purple.
pink.
Bring
Yeah.
purple.
Blue and purple or
Why do you
black?
have so many
Wear
suits?
one for each and see.
I think it'll be. And this is what I've spoken to a couple of the other
We
boys
didn't hear
about.
that on the camera.
It's because I'm mounted.
I wish I was up.
I like the two-tone soft suits because it's sort of. I don't like if you're wearing all black. I think referees will judge you harsher because they can't get a visual perspective of where the hip crease is going to be. Whereas if you're wearing a two-tone, obviously it makes it a little bit easier if you're confident in your ability.
Yeah, black's slimming though. That's why.
There is that.
What
I
would
have
make
that
the
problem.
judging to, I don't know, better? Because like, in my opinion, I don't know, but
As long as it's consistent.
every year it's gotten, I don't know, I don't think it's gotten worse.
I know what you're trying to
very
say.
consistent
But
throughout the day.
and this is,
hard.
What
And
do you
I
mean? You
think
think
it's
it's
like-
gotten lenient?
No, I don't think it has. I don't think
it's not
if anything's
necessarily
gotten
lean.
Harsher?
You reckon it's gone harsher?
I'm not saying they're way harsher, but I don't
Some of
think
the
it's
calls have been
definitely.
harsher, but then a lot of them have been inconsistent as well.
Yeah, I think
How do you-
it's
how do you
having
fix that?
consistency 100%.
Switch the judges out.
No,
So that
I
way
don't
they
necessarily
actually
think
have
it. I don't necessarily think it's a switching. I think it's more of a rotation and keeping good referees in. You know what I mean? First couple big dogs, it was Jesse, myself, and Shara.
It's a short comp though. So
Yeah,
it's
it
easier.
is.
With more
But that
competitors,
bit,
you need
that
to.
bit, yeah.
It's
that
like
bit.
G calling you with soft knees
Which comp was that?
last year. Didn't he?
No, he
Soft
said I
knees.
dropped it.
Oh, you said you weren't
But I
knocked
slowed
out,
the
you
video
did,
down.
but your bicep was torn.
Yeah. I slowed the video down for him. He was like,
And
yeah,
now
I
he
got that
keep
wrong.
saying
Yeah, I got
he's
that wrong,
like,
but
no
it was
wonder he
still
calmed
red
you
light.
down and saved his own.
You got it wrong. And I fed it to him, and I fed it to the other bloke as well because they both said that I dropped the bar. And I said, here's the video. You're wrong.
Did you contest it?
Yeah, Marcos came up to me and said, do you want me to contest it? I said, I don't give a fuck, because the thing is that it's only going to put me at 885, and it still means I'll have to come out and pull a third, and that means it'll probably be a full rupture of the bicep. So to me, it was sort of like, I don't really give a shit. It's done now, is what it is, we move on.
Oh, Josh would try to stab me.
Yeah, I would-
That's why you spent a year calming him down. To save your own
It only
life.
took me a year.
Selfish. Going to be hard to stab though, you know. You've got to be a big fucking knife.
it's, yeah.
Are you saying
Samurai
he's
sword.
fat?
He's just big.
It's big boned.
How
The size of his head.
How
Fucking
is supposed to be
hell.
supportive?
You
other
haven't
thing-
eaten enough fish to think this.
He's not that.
It's a racial thing as well. Sushi?
Yeah.
Is that what it
Yeah.
is? Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's. I think the judges 100% need to be rotated through more frequently.
Yeah, they need to be
It's-
stimulated because it is a long day.
Shut up, Cap. And then,
Is that, who are you talking to? You got Tourette's going on.
but the problem is, right, we're,
That was the
we're short on quality judges, right? So a lot of the time, you know, the judges that will get brought through, particularly even because I go to all the novice comps just to be like, hi, try this, you know, consider this, and I see it at novice comps as well. So the judges that get brought through the ranks, they're really inexperienced, right? They shouldn't be in a comp where it's of this level of magnitude. Like essentially, this is what is second, third biggest comp on the planet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have like moderate novice judges.
Yeah.
They all should be high level judges and then rotate through.
Yeah.
But there aren't that many judges.
But why not? Because if all the federations that are involved, like Marcos put that post up the other day
Right.
about how many federations are supportive of Proraw.
Right.
So why don't we have good standard refs?
We have good. We have good
We have
refs,
good- we
but
have
shouldn't
good
have
refs.
enough of them.
Federations
Yeah.
have different,
You know what I mean?
not different rules.
And
No, well, I
human
guess-
error as well. Like people are going to make mistakes. It's
Yeah.
a
Head
fucking
down,
10-hour
feet
day.
down,
Yeah.
Yeah.
shit.
That's why the rotation and continually moving the guys around is going to keep them more alert as well.
Yeah.
The last thing
Fresh.
you want to do is have a referee that I've seen in local meets fucking yawning or playing on their phone while they're supposed to be refereeing. And I'm the sort of person who doesn't tolerate that sort of shit. And
Yeah,
I'm like, get the
absolutely.
fuck off your phone.
Yeah.
And they're like, excuse me? And I'm
Someone
like,
should
did
be
you
on their
fucking,
phone while
do you hear what I
Well,
said?
that's
Yeah.
just common sense, right?
Unless it's the timer, they had the timer on their lap and they're just hitting stop, start, or
Yeah,
something like
and
that.
people
Yeah.
know that that's the sort of,
Yeah.
you know, when I'm coaching at these local comps, that's the sort of attitude that I have
Yeah.
because it's like, I don't give a fuck, you're supposed to be doing your job, do your job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll argue with people about their calls as well because I'm like, what's that? At States, one girl was like, lapping. And I'm like, can you tell lapping from the front? And she's like, I'm like, check the rule book. And I just walked off. So I just like stirring up the new ones as well because that's the sort of shit you're going to get.
Yeah.
You know, when I've refereed Milanichev at the last two big dogs, he's always had a whinge at me, but I've always been right. I'm like, pull the fucking video up and show us.
Has he really?
Yeah.
With the deadlift?
No, the bench.
No, bench.
Bench.
Because
So
he dipped.
He was
Sure, just
dip
thought it
after
wasn't
press
as
squat.
Fucking this is
he,
shut the
he
fuck
dipped
up.
and he tore his tricep and Emad's like, how did you see that? I'm like,
It's right
good
in
at
front of
bench
you.
and I'm right fucking there. You know what I mean? So there was bar dip.
Where were you? Side?
No, I was head.
Yeah.
And he did. He tore his tricep, so that was good.
Still
He doesn't like me,
400
though.
or whatever.
I'm pretty sure Milanichev fucking doesn't like me.
I got stoned with Milanichev, just so you know.
Oh yeah.
I got photos to prove it.
Was that when you were supposed to be competing overseas?
Yeah, and I didn't give a fuck.
Don't worry about Milanichev not liking you. What about Pop when he red lighted the God? He's like, oh, that guy can kick my ass. Just like,
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
Hasn't ref since.
So what are your thoughts on the reffing, Will? Give us your 2 cents. Are you triggered?
They've always been good to me. I don't know.
oh, there we go.
That's the golden
There's the
child.
right.
That's the golden child.
That's because Will's like, who's reffing?
I read on my squad and that was from Scott Watson. So.
Yeah, Scott's an ass though. No, he's not. Scott's fair. He's real fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't personally have any complaints. But yeah, no, I see some inconsistencies, but
Do you think it's because you don't have as much muscle mass around the hips?
but I don't know, man. They've always been good to me. With my lifters, yeah, I've seen some stuff, but I just feel that sometimes people make mistakes. As long as it's not like you make a mistake every fucking lift. That would, that would be very annoying, but...
They'd probably get, you know, if a referee was reffing the comp and they'd made like 3 bad calls in a row, they'd be pulled straight away.
As you should be.
They get pulled. It made on
train
marks
6
to pull them
months.
anyway.
Yeah.
You get a shit call, it's not good enough. But
Yeah. That's why I always encourage people to make sure you know the rules so you can contest the rules. You know what I mean?
They've never really had to call anyone up anyway.
There's no rule book.
So
More or less there is. It's getting better. Because I do. I had an argument with Marcos a couple of years ago about the rule book.
You can't argue about a book that doesn't exist, mate.
People argue about the Bible, and that's not even real.
I'm pretty sure that's
Wow.
the reason.
It's not one of my favourite
I'm pretty sure that's the reason.
We might lose a few followers. I'm sorry, that was a joke.
Praise Jesus.
So I was one of the guys stirring Marcos up about the no rule book thing.
he's stirring everyone up though.
At Proraw, so Proraw 7 I boycotted because I was like, he's like something about being a smart ass about rules, and I was like, well, where's the rule book? So I boycotted that one, and then we had an argument about tight and soft suits, and I boycotted Proraw 8.
What was the Titan soft suits?
It's saying double crotch, and I was like,
Double
hey,
crotch.
go and fucking learn your fabrics.
Really?
And he's
It's
like,
equipped, yeah.
it's equipped because there's 2 ply. I'm like, it's not fucking 2 ply, you idiot. It's a fucking lycra. Like it gives you nothing else. Anyway, that was just to and fro for me. And that's what, yeah. I
I
came
didn't
back
pay
to
attention.
When does Marcus ever try to stir the pot?
Oh, he always used to.
That's his job, you gotta hype it up.
Yeah, exactly.
So if knee sleeves is raw in a squat, how come elbow sleeves is raw in a bench?
Yeah.
The real questions.
Depends on the federation.
Yeah.
Hey?
Depends on the
Hey?
federation.
Huh?
Is it?
Shoot it.
That's just my 2 cents.
What do
Thanks,
you think
Crit.
about the green and blue trophies?
Oh, did you see my photo? In the group.
This year.
It's
Maybe.
Josh Short.
What do you think
I
of
took
it,
it
Phil? That's the real
The
question.
very
It looks like a lemon lime.
I just think.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't have to worry about it because he's not going to get one.
I think.
That's true.
I think blue and green
should never be seen.
put together. I think the colours are really complement each other. But,
No, I don't think any of us really give a shit
Yeah,
about that trophy.
no, I mean like it's different. I'm not saying it's terrible. It's
No.
just
Do you want to show the camera?
very
They'll know.
very out there.
It is very out there. I didn't go, oh, I love that. But at the same point, I still went, oh, I want
I
one.
want one in my house.
So,
They just wanted to stand out.
yeah, it does.
Is this still sharp? Is this still a weapon?
I've cut myself on one of them before.
Yeah, you can definitely kill people.
One of
It's
your.
just-
You got so many in your
Yeah, I
house.
think I've got 5 of them. I was taking out scrap metal.
Get your $2 grand winnings that way.
All right, so let's get to the real
Oh, that wasn't the real
part of the podcast.
What?
What?
Is this going to be your first podcast where everyone has an orgy?
Yeah.
Yeah. You girls can watch.
We'll go out on the balcony.
Wayne
and
loves
get
the bottom
that new-
Fucking gay guys.
You guys are so mature.
So what's the
Let's talk training. Let's talk training theories. Let's get Pat triggered on
That's easy.
deadlifts.
On deadlifts.
Yeah, pause deadlifts.
Shake a
like
bench
that.
and best.
Fuck, don't even fucking stop.
What was that?
What was that about?
Fuck.
You vaguely remember something about that.
Explain.
Oh, he's really triggered.
Explain.
He
I don't need to explain this.
It's triggered.
Come on, let's talk about it.
Let's go there.
Oh man, pause it.
Yeah,
Oh, pause deadlifts.
Yeah, they don't work.
No, apparently not. That's right, we spoke about that one.
I wouldn't use them. What the fuck would I know?
Hang on, so we're saying they're good or bad?
I feel like this is pre-prepared. from Shannon, man.
Yeah, I feel like we're
fucked
getting...
up questions for every one of us.
Yeah.
Gay shit to make you ask.
So, do you cut?
So,
To answer your question, I quite like pause deadlifts.
Why?
I don't see a problem with it.
Why? Why do you like them?
Why? Because they're just good for correcting people's position
100%.
throughout the
that?
pool.
I
They're
like
good for
that.
correcting position throughout the pool. I
What
think
if you
that,
start in a shit position and then you pause in a shit position?
yeah, but it's like, why do people do block
Well,
pulls
let's
when
just
you
let's
start
just
in
hold
the-
on.
gives you an
I'm
advantage?
only presenting the other. I'm just presenting the other side.
No, what you're doing is a logical argument. That's what you're doing. What if? What if? What if?
Okay.
So you understand logic concepts, stuff like that, and argumentative points of view, stuff like that. So the thing about what if you have a shit position, what if you have a fantastic position and you lose position throughout? So that's where the logic comes in, that it's
What if you start in
bad
a
The
argument.
good thing about pause
Position and
deadlifts
pause
is
in
you
bad
can
position.
change where you pause.
That's true.
Yeah,
But that's a defect then in the pause. You're actually not doing the pause deadlift properly.
like Reese does really terrible pause deadlifts.
Who?
Reese King,
Who's that?
We're going after
power
everybody.
horse.
I've got no idea who that is.
Take your mask off, bro, you'll see it.
Still no idea.
Goat?
Ed. You talking about Ed? Ed's the goat.
Ed.
I don't know of any other goat.
Did Ed do pause deadlifts?
Absolutely he did.
Yep.
He says they were useless, but he still did them.
Who? Ed. Ed said no.
fucking Ed. Anything would have worked with Ed.
I had a really good chat with Ed about that kind of stuff last night.
About pause deadlifts specifically?
No.
Why are you bringing it up now?
About programming.
Why would we bring up pause deadlifts anyway? Whose fucking idea was that?
I was saying.
So bad.
Look, sometimes you just have to agree to disagree on
I like
things.
pause deadlifts. I use them a lot. But I think people use them wrong and I don't understand why they use them.
Yeah.
So my theory is with them, besides like getting you a good start position off the floor, what it does, it gasses your lower back out and then it teaches you to pull when you would normally be fatigued in a heavy deadlift, but without the neurological fucking trashing of your system essentially. So you're getting into a position, you're slowing it down. Like when I get people to do pause deadlifts, I make them intentionally pull slow off the floor to the pause, then lock in, hold the pause, and then try and
Pull
move fast.
Yeah.
So how they would if they hit their sticking point would do the pause either before or after their sticking point or at their sticking point.
Yeah.
But it's not. Like there's a lot of people who just can't rip it off the floor, stop, and
Yeah,
then
then
go.
try
It's
and
like
pause.
you
Try
didn't
and
stop
pause
the
when you-
fucking momentum.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's
and
when you
like-
get people pulling in a shitty start position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
What's your take?
I use them for sumo people. Not really conventional people. Most of the time, I find myself in a situation like that where a person loses position rather than adding a pause deadlift or a deficit or whatever. I'll go the other way. I regress it. So I'll be like, like a tempo RDL or something.
Yeah, so just different.
Yeah, so I just regress it to a variation that they can do, build capacity in that, and they go, you know how that RDL felt.
Yeah.
That's how I want your conventional to feel with a little bit in the end.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, and I'd do the same
Build it
thing
up.
if they were in a shit position with a pause deadlift. I wouldn't be giving them a pause deadlift,
yeah.
or would fucking lighten the weight or turn it into a tempo pause deadlift or a tempo deadlift or whatever. So I think that's
Yeah,
more-
it's just different ways of doing the same
Yeah.
thing. But I feel like all you're doing is teaching somebody to feel the right muscles in the right positions,
yeah.
and
You do it different ways.
Yeah.
you can do it. Yeah,
RDL's one of my favourites.
I just say you feel your hamstrings now. Yeah, you feel your abs. Yep. Okay. Now go a little bit further into the RDL or the deadlift. You still feel your hamstrings. Yeah. Still feel your abs. Yep. Okay. Let's keep going. And then when you can feel your hamstrings and your abs from the floor, yeah, you've
Feel
got
that
tension.
Yeah.
You're probably going to pull a pretty good deadlift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I
Do
would
you
rest it that way.
think too many people try and get strong by just lifting heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier?
I feel way too
Less
many
reps,
people.
less reps, less reps, less reps.
Yeah,
You know
if
what I
what you mean is by like, I think people skip a lot of regression first.
Yeah.
Like they go like, alright, I'm a powerlifter now, so even though I've never lifted in my life, I'm just going to start at low bar squats and deadlifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
For
then,
3s and 4s and 5s.
yeah, rather than going like, oh, maybe I should learn how to do a hip hinge first through progressions
Yeah.
Yeah.
and build up. So I think,
There's a good way of getting more benefit with less load, less central nervous system fatigue,
big
but
time.
still making the lift more efficient.
And those lifts are typically better for like hypertrophy and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So
Be
easier
powerlifter,
to
don't
do
need
right,
muscle.
more hypertrophy, more sensory input.
Yeah.
There's a lot of benefits.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's also another reason for pause deadlifts. Again, more time under tension. So it becomes more of a
Oh, you're trying
hypertrophy
to
movement for the
be
back.
bodybuilder butt now.
Hey?
Muscle,
Well, apparently time under tension doesn't matter. You just got to go load and more reps, and that's what's key.
But you can teach someone in the pause deadlift too, if they're out of position during that pause, you can tell them where to,
To
go
recorrect it,
and then
yeah.
get them to know what that feels like and remember
Yeah.
that position. So
But also too, like if you're pulling a deadlift and you're trying to work light weights, like it's a down week or something like that, and you're trying to work like 60 to 70%. Sometimes like you're trying to do low volume on that, and the load's just too light.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least then with a pause or a tempo, you're just getting more out of that actual load. Where it's not something you're going to do at fucking 80%,
Yeah, exactly.
but it's something you might do with lighter loads back down and more to get
We've
more
seen some
out of
3 hour
less.
and pause deadlifts and stuff.
I do like doubles, but they're generally about 60, 65.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're doing it to an RPE or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you use, but you're not maxing out max double pause
No, it's
deadlift.
just defeats. That's not the point.
That's not the
of them.
point of the exercise.
I mean, I'm not too keen on using them for max effort, but
But I'll
Was
do it
that,
every
was
now
that,
and
was
then.
that Keen double E?
I don't know what you're
I
talking
don't speak English that good.
English.
Mihama. How about that guy in the cage? That guy in the cage who pulled
Yeah.
900 pounds on a pause deadlift? Like,
Sumo.
come on, bro.
Yeah, why?
Sumo block pulls.
Yeah.
Sumo block pulls
Not
are
conventional.
hammer.
Why?
Conventional.
Just take pressure off the hips, give them they can usually handle more volume that way.
But
And
in it,
sumo. But if for conventional, I don't think I've programmed it in.
I feel like in a,
Yes.
with a conventional, you're not in a proper conventional position. With
No,
the
you
block
almost you may as well do like an
A stiff leg.
I just I
Yeah.
program stiff legs a lot. I
Yeah.
program deficits a lot, assuming that they can do a deadlift right, which is
But
actually not that many people.
Yeah.
I just never do block pulls fresh. I make people do like deficits or paused or
Yeah.
banded deadlifts before they do block pulls. They've already got to be fatigued.
Yep.
And then just use it as more stimulation, as more load in the hands essentially, but not like obviously sometimes
Yeah, load
people
exercise.
pulling from the floor can wreck a lot of people. We're
Yeah.
pulling from the blocks, at least you can still get a load in your hands and your
Yep.
upper back, but you're not getting the
I did that
same.
for a
You're not getting the
bit.
same trashing of your
Yeah.
nervous system for that week, depending on what you need.
That's so mad.
So many
That's
innuendos,
so mad.
like just talking about loading your hand constantly. I'm like, fuck.
That's the segue into the organ.
Alright, Gawain, bend over.
Alright. It's only a matter of time.
Throw some oil.
Twisted my arm.
Put the money on the counter.
So Josh, how's your sumo feeling?
A lot better.
Did your
So,
hips like it initially, or did you?
No.
oh, yes and no.
Did you start on block pulls?
No, I fucking hate block pulls.
Straight into it.
straight from the floor to
Bitches.
Yeah,
sumo?
straight to the floor.
Josh just goes fist straight in.
Pulse, a little bit of
To the
And a
elbows.
spit,
Really,
a
really
spit.
Chalk. Chalk.
Not a spit
in
actually.
there.
Did you doing the
Yeah, doing hook as
that
well.
hooky thing now?
After surgery, I was mucking around with it, but I felt like pulling hook, I could actually get my back into a better position. Initially, like the response to sumo was good, but then because I was squatting in sleeves for sort of like a little mini comeback comp, sort of the whole hips, legs area started to get real nervy. So pulling sumo started to become really fucking painful. So we sort of took a couple of weeks off, did some conventional stuff, went back sumo, still a bit nervy. So because I think there's a little bit more muscle in the area now.
You reckon?
A little bit.
That's got bigger.
But, yeah, ours got bigger.
Your ass has definitely gotten bigger. I don't know how you got into those jeans, mate.
They're stretched skinnies. So
They're
like,
jeggings.
"Alright, bruh." It's like,
They're breaking anyway. I mean,
don't fuck them up. These are designer jeans.
Meant to be broken.
But yeah, like
Josh.
I'm talking about that.
a wristy.
Yeah, risky.
Put more nuance
touch
to
it.
that.
Yeah, no, because I don't like block pulls. I don't like rack pulls. I like deficits. But
On sumo.
No, not on sumo.
Why not?
On sumo?
Yeah, it's good fun.
Why?
Try it.
Why?
Try it.
Why?
His hips right. His hip. He just said he's getting some fun.
Why?
Try tomorrow and we'll have it.
Wait on Sunday. So on Sunday, warm up with deficits.
Just throw
So
everyone.
when you go out the pull from the floor, you're like, fuck, this is great.
Yeah,
Yeah, see?
Yeah,
It's like
right.
stiff bar, yeah.
And I don't know. Like after that comp, me and Crit did a bit more mobility work, a bit more stability work through the hips.
Stood on the blue pad, didn't you?
Yeah, did the blue pad, some foot stuff.
Stretch.
Went in through the calves, a lot more hip work. And so far, touch wood, there hasn't been any massive like nervy hip pain this time. Just the occasional.
We're only going to last a couple more days.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
just a couple of issues with the knees, like after a heavy squat, and then doing sumo a couple of days later. So that'll be an interesting test on the day to see how my knees feel post wrapping, then moving into sumo. But at the same time, like I've also all my back down sets for on my deadlift days have been conventional hook grip anyway. So I was having some tape issues when I was pulling my last heavy deads with 310. It just kept slipping with the tape. So the shits stripped it back, worked back up to 300 conventional, and it was like a lot better than any conventional deadlift I've pulled before.
Okay.
So I feel like sumo sort of got my back into a better position. Looked a little bit smoother as well because we've changed the stance fraction with that as well.
Yeah.
So deadlifts for me this year are relatively unknown.
Sticking with it.
For sumo? Depends on, and this is what I'm going to argue with G about later.
Argue now!
Because it'll
Short argument.
More of a punch.
Short argument.
because it's realistic. Like if it comes down to it, again, like you know, if it comes down to the deadlifts, which it's pretty much going to, and I've got to try and pull something big, I'm probably going to switch back to conventional to go for it, as opposed to trusting sumo.
That's not what Gawain's saying right now.
I know what G, I know what Paddy's going to say
G's
about
smart,
it.
you should listen to G.
Because both of them are like, what the fuck are you going to do that for?
Why the fuck would you change your stance
Just stay
on
consistent.
today?
Yeah,
That's a real
Just change it
move.
on your third.
That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what he's
Like,
saying.
When it comes down to it, I'll probably do.
Fucking Critta did that. Critta was like, comes out, yeah, I'm gonna pull conventional and comp, and then fucking switches to sumo on the day.
What was that for?
Nathan Jones did that last comp on the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, but that's Nathan Jones. Think of it fucking once.
He's got fire socks, he can do what he wants.
You watch him,
They're
I
the
heard
best
he's packed
socks
his
in the
knee wraps.
business.
Is he?
Yeah, he's packed his knee
what was
wraps
that
this
for?
time.
Oh, the push
String rings?
I can't
He always
remember.
tells me how
Uh,
like pussy knee
I
wraps.
think
Don't
so.
forget because they had the really bad SIJ.
Yeah, he switched because he hurt his SIJ.
When was that?
That was ages ago.
Fucking ages
It's
ago.
one of the only comps Ken taken.
Tiani, right?
Yeah. Who's that?
He's the guy that beat you. Isn't he winning nationals?
Hey, we went through open powerlifting stats the other day, didn't we?
You did, I fell asleep.
I went through yours.
We're good.
So Will,
No, mine are pretty good. The only comps I've ever
do
played.
you see the same thing, teaching people a sumo deadlift generally makes them a better conventional deadlifter?
No.
Not necessarily.
See,
Other way
so
around.
not,
Oh, yeah.
Well, what's
But,
the
you-
impact?
but it's,
program
it's,
sumo
it's
as
a
an
little
e-
bit different
I
because
don't pull conventional.
I think if
Every
you
time I
can
do
hinge
it.
Yeah,
well,
you get
you're
that
probably
issue
going to be
too.
pretty good at both.
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, I think
think-
it's a little bit different. Like I personally feel that
It's the other way
starting
around.
conventional and then coming over to sumo and having initial issues with getting my thoracic into a better position and the hip strength, and then going, oh fuck, I had the shits with sumo this day, I'm going to try conventional, and then coming back and my back's actually in a better position for conventional deadlifting. Now I'm going, why the fuck did I do that for? Because it's created that sort of doubt within my mind whether I stick with sumo on the day or I switch over to conventional. But we'll probably just end up seeing what happens on the day.
I think it's more the other way. If you're, I mean, you can use sumo as an accessory, it's fine. But I think personally that being a sumo lifter, conventional does carry over to the strength. I can pull sumo twice in the whole prep and still pull a PR on the day.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like you need to do it for skill acquisition, yes, but specifically for
Paul
strength.
said
I
let's go
don't-
for that.
I don't. True. I don't think you need to do it week in, week out and progress the load like linearly as you would any other lift. But that's just what I've done, and that's what works.
Well,
for
they're
me.
both a hinge at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah.
they're both for similar muscles, more similar muscles than what people think, really. Like, good people, like, that are good deadlifters, I see them doing both really well. Like Yuri, everyone goes, fuck, this guy's sumo's amazing, and then he posts up a conventional video in his off-season hitting like 380 triple or whatever it is. And then rates the same after he pulled that one, and everybody's like, oh, this guy's just sumo, and then he posts that video in the gym hitting the conventional 380.
That's the thing, people always say sumo is fucking cheating and it's easy, and then you actually try and teach someone how to do a sumo
That's
properly.
what I mean. If you can
And
do
they're
it
like,
well,
oh my god, it's so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, there you go.
if you can do a hip hinge well, I've never met a person that really sucks at one.
I've tried.
He's great at the other.
I'm like Pat.
So, you have good hip extension, you're pretty good.
Let's talk about Aaron Sin. So,
But that's not a deadlift.
how much longer have his arms got since you've been
Knee
training
lockout.
him?
It's good. It's good.
But pull him out of socket. He's going well.
He's going
going
really well.
People keep telling me they're like, oh, you really need to work on his wings. Like, oh, you need to work on his bench. I'm like,
Fucking arms are 10 foot.
His bench height, I told him the other day, I'm like, your bench height's like my squat height. This is ridiculous.
If we hammer his bench, you know, chances are he's going to he's going to put up 10 kilos maybe on his bench. Like, great, that's awesome. But like this prep alone is putting like 30 kilos. So it's like, I don't know. I'm going to keep riding that train until.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
And he's getting there. He's
Get his squat up.
still young.
Keep getting his deadlift bigger.
We're working through problems. Like although sometimes the numbers don't show things, like that there are things happening. Like he's improving in other places.
Yeah.
He definitely has all the time in the world.
Yeah.
At his
That's
age.
what, what is it?
How is it?
20, just out of junior, so 20,
Yeah,
23,
24.
24. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I like Aaron.
he just needs to get some muscle on his frame. Keep telling him to eat. And like, message him like, are you eating? He's like, fuck, get eating. What are you doing?
So you didn't talk about the sumo conventional.
I can't walk conventional.
But let's talk about Crystal.
I like the
Because
my
Crystal didn't
pelvis
come
is
in.
fucked.
She's over there.
My hamstring is currently injured because I tried to pull conventional at the start of my prep and I strained my hamstring straight away.
But you've
Why
had
do you
good
know this?
results going to sumo,
Because
right?
my pelvis is
and
like,
that's translated well
it's
to your
just
conventional.
Yeah.
She's
one
not
side.
to me.
Yeah, left side twisted.
Deadlifts.
Right, so Crystal was doing pause sumos,
She was looking for
and
some.
that's helped her conventional.
It has.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Problem solved. They work.
But
Hip hinge, hip hinge.
Crystal, that's the point. Crystal didn't know how to hip hinge before, so that's why her conventional was just. She's got a strong fucking back, and that's how she pulled.
Yeah.
So now she knows.
That's
how to
why
hip
what I was
hinge.
saying before about like feeling your hamstrings and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I'll cue sensory inputs to people. Feel your heels, feel your hamstrings, feel your abs. Cool, hold that. Let's move.
So then at the end of the day, it just becomes what coaching tool do you want to use? Do you feel comfortable as a coach implementing? Is that the argument?
Yeah, but just assess your athlete.
I mean, we do 3 lifts. It's not a super complex sport.
No.
No, but like you're gonna have your own experience with an accessory exercise, so you're gonna be like, well, this works for X amount of people, so I'm gonna use it for fucking everyone.
And see if it works.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And then if you have to, problem solve.
Yeah.
It's like block pulls versus pause deadlifts.
Whatever works.
What are your thoughts, G? Sitting over there all quiet and shit?
I'm not quiet. I'm just taking it all in.
Do you pause deadlift? Or does it just look hard
I do.
for you?
No, deadlifting is difficult. I don't do any of that. I
Can't hold on to the bar long enough to pause.
You're in a deadlift, bro.
I don't. I did so little amount of deadlifting this prep.
You do half deadlifts, hey, just pull it up and drop it.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone will load my
That-
plates.
That's better for your back, I heard.
It's not so bad for my hands though. It's just so purely dependent on the person. I like what Will's saying in regards to just getting them cued and getting them understanding the proprioception and things like that really first. And it starts with there. There's no point in teaching any sort of nifty, fancy
Funky
movement
thing.
if they don't know how to use their body.
People love complexity.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, people
programming
people sell complexity. That's the difference. You know, they're trying to
It's
they're
sexy,
trying to do that. Yeah, it
It's
is.
sexy, it makes money, that's what you gotta do.
The amount of times where I get people ask me,
Sexy.
"Fuck, what do I do with this?" And I just like, you just need to work a little harder
Yeah,
right now.
keep the basics.
You need to squat 3 times a week,
Yeah,
like
people-
this muppet. You know, just work a little
I
harder.
fucking heard that.
Just work a little harder right
You
now, and
asked
you'll be
that.
alright. You know. So,
Yeah, that was fucking awful.
People want their squat to get stronger, but they don't want to do more than 2 sets of squats.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, fuck off. Don't waste my time.
Volume's too high, I can't handle 3 sets.
I think it was
What?
less than a week, and I was back under that squat bar, and I was like, right, Proraw 11,
Let's
we're
go.
coming, motherfuckers.
Yeah, you're squatting 3 times a week. Now you get a giant ass and a better squat and a better deadlift.
So
Tighter jeans.
people say like, what is like the 3 squats a week or whatever, like frequency, but they don't understand that you don't need to go heavy.
No, and it wasn't heavy,
No,
you know,
just
like
couldn't.
I think
Just like him.
Like, isn't-
we
yeah,
floated anywhere from 100 to 160
20%.
kilos or something like that. You fuckhead.
That's what that
And then I think only towards the end, before I was like, gee, I'm going to do this 3 lift meet, and he's like, oh, you better start squatting with a straight bar. I was like, fuck. And I think I finished with safety bars up at around 200 mark, you know, for
Safety
8s or
That's
10s.
weak.
Why can't we just have a safety bar comp?
Yeah.
I thought like, but they were
The
fast.
safety bar and slingshot comp. And block pull.
Are we talking an actual safety bar or the transformer bar?
No, safety
The
bar.
one that where it goes in front of
Yeah, like a real safety bar. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, not straight down. Yeah.
Not these fucking
Yeah, this
handles
is-
behind me.
We spent a lot of time doing tempo stuff as well. Like I would try and get a set of 10, and I'd be like, "Fuck, I've got 10 reps. I'm gonna try and get this done in like 20 seconds or less." And G's like, "No, too fast." And I'm like, "Fuck."
Like, oh,
No,
my
alright,
phone
alright,
died.
I'll send
Sorry,
him a
here's
video,
all my
like,
sets.
30 second.
Recording
Yeah,
slow mo next time.
Because I've heard it so many times. Then I'm like, "Alright, 30 seconds." He's like,
I would
"Oh."
have been like, that's really fast.
So you know, we're doing
Why is the
Fucking
concentric
shit,
so fast?
10 reps in like nearly a minute. Like he was making me take a minute to do a set, and I was just like, but I figured it out after a while. It was just like, hey, this is the process that we're going to go through. We've got to go, all right, big breath in, brace, then we're going to open up, hit the hold, then we're going to stand up, and then we're going to chill, and then we're going to do it all again.
What you doing?
So everything
People don't
started
like
to
to
become
think when they lift.
more controlled, and it started to take me away from being aggressive in my lifting to being able to sort of talk myself through the lift, like squatting a 310 double in training about 3 or 4 weeks ago. You know, like I sent G a video of me doing 307 doubles back in 2015, and they were fucking rushed. I was like, wow, like, let's fucking go.
When you were angry.
Yeah, mohawk, you know, all sorts of shit. But these 310s, it was like, you know, even before the set, I wasn't angry, I wasn't hyped up. I was just like, this is what we're going to do. I squatted, it was a little bit of instability in the hips, a little bit of hip shift, then it got back up, and then I just took my time back at the top because I'm like, that weight's not heavy.
Find your balance.
Yeah, it's not stressing me out, like I don't feel uncomfortable under this weight. And then went again and it was like way better, so.
You just need to be bigger, and that'll come in the next 12 to 2 years. I don't know. It's just like with your situation with your hips, and you're worried about your hips falling over the place.
Mine was more front to back.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yours come that way,
It's-
mine's a, there's a
Mine used to be
lateral
side to
shit.
side.
You were doing hula hoop.
Yeah, back especially like Proraw 7. I know I got warned by the judges. They said if you keep doing these ones on the red light for not before you even start.
Well, they shouldn't give you a start call, really.
Yeah, the exercise.
Yeah, if I knew that at the time, I was like second comp.
Yeah.
Fucking judges.
You were just used to bodybuilding.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Swing on
right.
those hips around. Look at those stiff fingers you get.
Swing your ass.
But yeah, like, what is it, another 12 months, you reckon?
Get down
That's
to
what
it.
I'll be.
And you'll be strong?
Yeah, strong girl.
Well, 12 months, no bullshit, no injuries, no dumb choices like changing his fucking conventional sumo stance.
That's a good.
And he should be
good
competitive
advice.
for that, like, top 3 spot,
Yeah.
top 2
I'm
spot.
actually excited for one
So you're talking
Yeah.
24 months.
Yeah.
Can't you do it in 2 months?
No.
No.
Bro, 12
No.
weeks.
I like this.
It's 12 weeks. You know, it's
Six.
like,
Six
8 week
weeks.
challenge. 8 week challenge.
Buy my ebook.
Isn't that shortcuts to get this strong?
yeah.
No, but that's probably something that's really overlooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's now.
What, the long term?
Yeah.
No one wants to commit.
No.
No
Everyone's
no
trying
one
to-
wants to commit to training. No one wants to commit to
Everyone's
relationships.
trying to get in nice and quick.
Triggered.
You know, it's like, and it applies to everything. It's the same as benching. You know, you got guys hitting 230, 240 in the gym. They look like rubbish, and they're like, bro, you can bench 250 in comp. And it's like, motherfucker, do you know how hard it is to actually bench 250 and keep that fucking bench there?
But that's like everyone's telling me I'm going to win.
Just the, yeah, the whole, yeah.
You're gonna be
Even 250,
It's
like,
like,
you know,
alright, 2025.
it'll probably be another 12 months before I hit a bench PR. You know what I mean? Coming from 257 to losing strength with a drop in
Sad
body weight.
face. I fucking hate my life.
But I've no doubt that it'll come back. You know, it's just there's
You got the process sorted.
You know
Yeah.
what? I like calm, Josh. Welcome.
It's sweet.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Gawain.
You're welcome. Weeks to step into my counselling sessions.
I love it when I see that other competitors, my competitors, get raged.
Like angry and like frustrated themselves.
Do you shake your head at it?
All of it.
Yeah.
Or even just
Just
like,
burning energy, you mean?
even
straight
That's
away.
that's
even
100%.
good,
It's
yeah,
a waste of energy.
Really
Yeah.
super high energy, like even positive. It's
I
just
think
like,
just watch all of us compete.
yeah, I don't think.
I know Pat compete.
Yeah.
G doesn't talk really.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't talk. But Pat is mute.
yeah.
but even like
He's-
somebody like
you know,
if you
he's
watch Ray
focused.
Willie stuff for his squat, like he's in there, he's getting his amp on or whatever, but
Yeah.
he's a calm guy as soon as he steps off before he steps on.
Yeah.
Like
Who?
that.
I missed
Yeah,
that.
channel that stuff.
Yeah,
Right,
it's you know, it's sort of when you touch the bar, that's when it's time to turn it on.
Yep.
And if you're huffing and puffing and you're walking around before you touch the bar, it's like, man, you just wasted all that fucking energy. You know?
But you've got to mature into that too. Some people don't get it straight away. Like obviously Raging Josh.
Yeah.
Starting over a new leaf.
Rogan Josh.
Raging Josh.
Melbourne Cup winner. That's true. I think, yeah, and I think it comes with, you know, having
Time
a really
and
bad
competing.
comp. You know?
Yeah. Comes from adversity.
Yeah.
Become more resilient.
Yeah, you
What's
just go,
resilience?
I like to find it. It's just a cool word. Like, that's fine.
I sound really intelligent. Buy my
Let's touch
ebook.
on that one.
Overcome adversity.
It's on sale at the moment for 50% off.
It's $9. I love it. Love seeing it on Instagram when people they ask questions. They do a question thing like ask me anything, and every response is buy my ebook. Like you piece of shit. Just fucking help people.
I was
You
literally
fucking
about to do that now.
Buy my ebook.
Yeah.
No, well that as a joke.
It's,
yeah.
it's mostly, it's just photos of Gawain naked.
We've all got
That's so
that.
real.
It's a big book.
A2.
It's a hardcover.
You actually lost money. Fucking Chinese print.
What? It's backwards.
Yeah. You gotta read it up and down as opposed to lift around. Should shut up.
So all you guys on the same program, can't you just do the same program with the same volume? And all
Yeah.
you guys can...
That's what we do.
I would die if I did Pat's programming. If I did exactly what Pat did, I would probably die.
That
He's
just
off
means
his-
you're weak though. That's
I am
just gotta
weak.
adapt
We've
to it.
established
No,
this.
this
It
guy
means he's not
is
hardcore.
actually fucking off his head.
Yeah.
Like the amount of work he fucking does.
But he
is
doesn't
just,
even look like he lifts.
Oh wow. That's just flat out disrespect.
Originally said by Emad, first time I won Proraw, walked off the platform, just pulled last deadlift, just won. Critta was in the corner crying. And he's like, you just saved me so much money, you don't even look like you lift though.
I remember that.
You cost me $7,000.
I did cost you $7 grand. Do you know what?
We should have gone
Why?
off. You wouldn't have made money. I would have made money.
That's what the sport's about, right, Critta?
But like Pat does like really fucking. His workload is really hectic, and but I sort of took his bench over again because the thing is with bench, I don't think with the amount of work he was doing with his bench, it wasn't helping his bench. You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah.
bench is one of those finicky ones where you got to take it back a little bit to get more out of it. But like G was saying, like
Do you think the amount of squatting he does as well interferes with that?
big time.
Yeah.
Particularly if he's trying to keep pushing the envelope with the bench and doing that volume of work he was doing, it's just not gonna work in his favour. So if I can pull it back while he's doing all his other crazy shit,
Squat for the
Good.
subtotal deadlift to win.
bingo.
What the fuck's a bench
Me
anyway?
and
Good
Will
way to lay down.
we worked together with Timmy Krause on this prep as well.
Yeah.
So I took over Timmy's bench and Will looked after
Squat and deadlift.
squat and deadlift because the way Timmy was going, he was going to be fucking burnt out 12 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He'll do well. He'll do really well.
Yeah, Timmy's going to do good this year.
He's a
Best
nice
mindset
guy
I've
too.
seen him.
He's a nice
Yeah,
guy
his
too.
deadlifts look good, his
Champion.
squats look good, bench is moving really well. But same sort of deal, like the work that he was doing before we sort of got hold of him.
Too much. Way too much.
Yeah, just fucking
intensity
nearly. He was
was
nearly.
Just
Yeah.
way too much tonnage.
What was he doing? Like his deadlifts and squats.
There were like lifts that he.
I don't
he
think.
made.
I think it was more the intensity around the volume, but it was a
Yeah.
lot of volume. But yeah, the intensity was ridiculous. And then
Triple
I think
something, single.
for our programming on at least squat and bench, it was quite similar, as in that we were hitting
Yeah.
like only 1-2 heavy sets, and then a lot of like
Back off technique stuff.
3-4 rep from failure type volume.
Yeah.
As in like it's,
A lot of accessories that sort of help complement those main lifts. Coming from the bodybuilding background as well, it's sort of like, the bench program.
benches
I'll
the lift
hit.
just need to be.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna be jacked.
yeah, and I'll try and build a lifter's physique around that to make sure that all the supporting infrastructure is there in place.
Dumbbell curl.
Pat's. Yeah, you curl like a fucking idiot. That's why you ain't got no arms.
Right.
Same thing with Pat, like changed a lot of his accessory exercises. We worked together for a nationals prep as well.
Just getting big.
That was when I had my best bench.
Yeah.
That was a couple years ago.
He's got some pecs on him.
That's all.
Oh, yeah.
That's all genetics.
You got the tits.
He's always
Like
he's
no
always
shit.
had big
Before I even
chest.
started training, my pecs were
No
big,
belts.
The arms
and
are
then just no delts, no arms.
No, well, his delts and his arms have improved a lot.
Yeah.
If you compare some photos from a couple of years ago, it was
Yeah,
like
he's big.
you would have seen bigger shoulders on a brown snake.
Jonathan Thurston.
Yeah, it's like head, torso. Where are shoulders at?
I basically look like a cyclist.
Yeah, but now he's
A
like,
mammal. Middle-aged man in lycra.
Saw that one
getting
the other day, like I think it was Proraw 8, so not even that long ago. Yeah, a lot more filled out now.
Slightly.
Let's try to talk about G's bench.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
yeah, let's talk about G's.
People
Who's looking after your bench, Gawain?
Chad.
The Chad.
The Chad.
The
Is it the
chat.
actual Chad or is it the AI Chad?
It's the actual Chad.
What do you think of the AI?
It's a lot, but Chad's stuff is a fucking lot of volume, and it's, we talked a lot about volume and intensity and things like that, and I think that it's one of those things that changes and varies, and it changes and varies obviously in people, but within those people over time it changes and it varies. There's going to be points in time where I use myself obviously as an example. Like I used to be, I'd bench 220 for a double, doing a little amount of tonnage and a little amount of volume. I'd gotten to like a 400 kilo squat with one set of squats and deadlifts and things. But I'm at the point now I need to change. I need to do a lot of bench volume, particularly at the beginning, and then sort of shave it back towards the end. So look, this comp, I'll be about as strong as I was before, as I was the last time I competed, big time, maybe a little touch better, but I've made mistakes. So, but the reality is that what I've learned from that I can obviously take into the next comp, and we can just obviously propel ourselves from there.
How are you finding your recovery with high volume?
You know what? It sucked. It really, really sucked. I went and saw these guys a couple of weeks ago and they took one look at me and they're like, you look like shit.
Yeah.
But I was just plugging away. On the flip side though, eating a lot more food, I'm really lucky that I have access to recovery things like deep tissue and cryos. For this prep, I literally did the equivalent of $600 to $700 a week worth of cryo, and my body's never felt as good as this ever. Typically, towards the middle of a prep, I'd be hobbling around, I'd be in so much pain. Being kept up at night from joint pain and things like that. Whereas this time, I don't have those issues. I can walk up and down stairs. I don't really have any joint pain. And, I can function. But also because working in a bank, I have to have a sort of, I need to make critical decisions all day long. I can make those decisions a lot easier and not take as much time to be able to make those decisions as well, because I am sleeping better, because my body's not as fucked. Even though I have done the insane amount of volume at the beginning, I can still do those things.
So you adapted to it.
It's very slowly adapted to it just
in time.
Yeah,
you look much better than you did when you
Become
came
more
to Sydney.
resilient.
Yeah. What was the other word we used?
More resilient.
I just took more. The reality is I just took a lot more drugs.
Okay.
Like you're talking about like Panadol and stuff. That's
Yeah,
pain.
paracetamol.
Paracetamol. Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, I'm a nurse. I know what that is.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Ibuprofen.
Adrenaline.
Paracetamol pairs really well with D-Bol. Have you heard of those?
No, is that the stuff you buy over the counter
I
in the
don't know what it
chemist?
is.
Chemist warehouse.
I use creatine.
Okay, you're not natural anymore.
Creatine is good.
I use like 10
What are your
grams of
thoughts on
creatine a
that,
day.
Will? Hey, what are your thoughts on that
Drugs.
volume?
I thought
Drug volume.
I thought we were just going down the rabbit hole. We're all natural here.
I think it's been said, everybody responds to different amounts. You can train yourself to handle more. I think the biggest takeaway is that you need to have some kind of system in place to track what you respond to. Whether you handle higher intensity and respond better to that, whether the volume thing is going to be better for you, you need a way to log it and manipulate that.
Yeah.
I think most people just kind of like that. Oh, I'm running this program, but I didn't get any gains, so that program sucks, so I'm just going to run this program. And like you need to track these variables instead of just like about the program itself, whatever it is.
Have you identified what suits you better?
This prep was way better.
Shaker.
So hitting before, I think it was just way too much intensity for the volume.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, hitting top sets suited me way better mentally. Like I was walking in the gym and hitting like a 300 plus squat near weekly.
Yeah.
And it just became like, oh, this is just a warm up. Like, it's literally nothing now.
Yeah.
And so mentally that was a lot better, and physically, like it was really only that set that was heavy, and then the rest were just like triples at 75-80% and a lot of them. And then
Yeah, would you just get your volume through the sets? Not so much.
yeah,
reps.
but it wasn't like that hard a sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
But you get like, 6 sets or 8 sets of 3.
Yeah.
you know?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So
That'd take a long time. Fuck.
Yeah.
6 8s to 3 or 400 would suck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What's 8 sets of 3 or 3 sets of 8?
I'd rather 3 sets of fucking 8.
Same percentage.
Fuck.
Yeah, I make that decision.
Hit the adrenaline pen and go for
Fucking
it.
8.
A lot better for you, for your joints and stuff as well. Because I know you had a lot of issues with some niggles and hip stuff and shoulder
yeah,
stuff.
I worked out a lot of joint range of motion stuff. So just ways to improve that. And so like now I have all my joints move way better. Like I had no internal rotation before my hips, which I was kind of forcing and getting to depth anyway, but then ended up with like a hip bursitis here on the side in previous press, whereas this one, now I can use that range.
Yeah.
So it's still not quite caught up yet, and I think the next 12 months will be really interesting, but it's all there now, and I don't hurt, and so
Persistence,
a lot of good.
and patience.
Yeah.
Resilience.
Person.
Crit. There you go.
Your thoughts on that, Critta? Anything different?
What was the question? Resilience.
yeah.
Resilience.
I agree with both of them, but it just shows you that everyone's going to be that slightly bit different. So if it's coming from a coach's perspective to a client, then you need to understand that person and see what they respond to, whether it's, with Will doing a top set, making them feel confident psychologically, but then creating the volume stimulus through something else.
Yeah.
There's no really template way to program,
Yeah.
and they all know that, we all know that. So I think it's just assessing yourself, assessing the athlete, and then going, we're going to try this if you don't know them. I'm waiting for a dad joke.
I'm not saying anything, man.
Staying out.
You want to say something?
I can feel it.
What do you think about
Just
template
sexual
programs?
tension.
I think template programs are great.
Oh, I like stuff. I like stuff. Like they have their place.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think template if it's going to be a template, it's going to be like a 4-week or a 6-week but it has its place.
I did 5-3-1 for years, so fucking templates are awesome to me.
As a novice,
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I
as a
did
novice,
it right
it's
until my
different.
first prep when I beat you, I think.
So you got beaten by Jim Wendler's 5-3-1.
still going to work.
Did you employ the D-ball and milk as well? Was that
Did
part
you
of
do
it?
the
I
big
didn't know that was
boring?
part of it.
It's still going to work, right?
Yeah.
So, It just depends on when you get to plateauing stage. What do you do next?
Yeah.
So shut up, you fucking.
All right, so Pat, and Josh is easy. He's next.
Your turn. Volume.
Volume.
He loves
King
it.
of volume.
Yeah,
he
like,
loves
as
it.
I said, I like high volume.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of high volume.
Yeah.
What's high volume? I haven't seen these program. Everybody else has.
What's that?
No, Pat just does a lot. Like
Just
high volume. Everyone's high volume is going to be different.
Yeah.
But it's like we were talking about before, Pat. Like, eventually, you're going to get so strong that you can't train the way that you're training.
Yeah, and like I started to
You're
feel that
gonna
this
peel it
prep,
back.
100%. I started to feel that this prep.
Yeah.
Like I can't handle as many working sets as what I usually would. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I like doing, 5 working sets minimum of whatever percentage.
Yeah.
Whereas I know people get away with doing less.
Yeah.
But that's just because, one, I can do it because I have the work capacity to do it.
one set a
And
month.
two, it gives me the confidence to hit that 1 RM when I go
Yeah.
into comp. So it doesn't matter how fucked I look, because as long as I deload properly into comp, like I generally recover
Yeah.
well. Except this prep, it's been fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like I've been pulling up, and like after squatting, like my knees literally just hurt. It's like bone pain. It's not even fucking muscular pain.
Yeah.
It's just been shit.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that a
probably
signal they pull it
that's
back a bit?
that
Yeah, I
that
think
is
so.
definitely a
And
signal.
that's why I've
to-
started to ask more questions like Gawain, because I know how like Gawain programs with the way that he squats, heavy one
High.
week. Yeah, and then he would as far as intensity goes, it'll be like high 1 week
I
and then
squat her total.
and reduce the volume. And I feel like
You wish.
basically I feel like I'm at the point where gonna have to start considering doing
Yeah,
less,
Less.
less.
to equal
Yes.
more.
yeah.
But it's
Because-
also it's less at a certain time.
Yeah.
Because we still need to be advantageous in the certain times where we need to build you,
What,
and just
capacity?
and just peel it back at the right time.
Yeah.
And that's going
Yeah.
to take time as well.
So that's 6 months of a heap of rep work,
Pulling it back,
and then
pulling out,
Never
lows
pull
in
out.
your
Low
ears.
lows.
What else?
So you're obviously competing at Proraw, and then you're doing nationals as well.
No, I'm not doing nationals, fuck that.
Ah,
Are you not going for triple crown? Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
No,
are.
no, I'm 100% not.
really?
Like, I'm gonna do Proraw, and then I'm gonna do a WRPF meet, which is
Oh, I thought you were breaking the record.
all the records.
which is 2 weeks before nationals. And I'm not doing nationals. It's a waste of fucking time. No one rocks up the nationals because everyone's doing Proraw.
Okay.
Fuck that shit.
Right.
And it's like down the road from my house too.
No, Ray doesn't do pro roll.
Yeah.
No, he only
Race
does.
something.
Yeah. So you
Why?
want
New
to
States.
Rape?
He's doing nationals.
Adversity.
No, he's going to do nationals.
He's doing
Yeah, but
nationals.
he's in new states, so he's not getting
No.
his triple crown.
No.
No, he's not up for the Triple Crown, but
Yeah.
he literally just had surgery, so he'll be
Yeah.
doing
what do
nationals.
you have surgery on?
AC.
Oh, fuck.
Shaved off.
Oh.
Oh, both of those.
Delicious.
Osteo, whatever it is.
Whatever.
Is there more on
It's alright. Don't try to
What
put
did
that
you
big
say?
word in again.
it?
Critter is intelligent, just the way.
Link in my bio.
Should have worn glasses.
Oh, I
It's
forgot.
a small surgery, right?
Yeah.
Here we are.
No, I like to keep my glasses natty. What were we saying?
We're talking about your programming.
Put them about nationals.
Triple
So
Crown
triple crown.
nationals.
So you're not interested in
Nationals.
triple crown.
No, I have no interest in it.
Fucking yes. That's
You
good.
wouldn't be competing against me anyway.
No, but it's the
everyone.
prize pool,
It's everyone.
Yeah, I know
right?
that.
So if we win it,
Yeah, but
night out, Josh.
Just
Sort
do
the
it.
shit
Fuck
out.
Just to get take a share.
Do it.
The thing is, fuck my money up the first.
No, I can't because I didn't do GPC stakes.
I
went
did
into the
GPC and I just competed at like 91, 92 kilos. So I'll be competing 100 against right.
Sorry, I pronounced his name wrong.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Or left?
That's right.
Oh, they can't right.
Just say it right.
Yeah.
I thought
Ray
it
it.
was right, but
Call it Ray.
That's right.
no, that's right.
You're saying it's right.
I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it right.
Are you doing nationals?
No, terrible.
No. No, I'm gonna go. When I go to the States, I'm gonna do
So we meet you in
the
the
meet that aligns with that, which I think is
But Vic hasn't done this thing.
record breakers.
So
Yeah.
I was going to do that.
Nah. See, I've got no interest in doing a GPC Worlds. I want to do an international comp. I'm thinking about Steffi's comp in Miami at the end of the year. But
Yeah,
even with nationals, like I
Russia.
qualified for nationals only because I was sort of like it was a testing comp for me to come back from the bicep stuff.
Yeah.
So the option is still there to do it. And I'm
You don't
like, I
have
placed
to do it.
7th.
You don't have to do
I'm
it.
qualified 7th at the moment, and I'm like, I don't want to compete against these guys. I want to come to Pro Raw. where it's
Why?
like it's a pressure situation. You know what I mean?
It's harder to qualify for nationals than it is to qualify
It is.
for Proraw.
Triggered.
Oh.
I think I only compete
Is it
now
really?
for obviously
Because they cap the amount of lifters. Yeah.
they cap the amount.
No one asked themselves why.
Capped it
why
to like
why-
8.
I've never got an invite.
like,
Yeah.
You won't get invited. You have to qualify.
Why would
for
they
it.
invite you?
No, I never got invited to Proraw either.
Just rock up.
Hey, let me in.
I thought everyone got invited to Proraw.
I know, I can't even get one.
Did you say no all the time?
Love you, Ian.
Adversity.
We know why there are people that probably shouldn't be doing Pro Raw, but are doing Pro Raw. Because it's the time and that sort of stuff as well.
Experience.
Powerlifting's all inclusive, man.
It's an expert.
But in
That's why
our,
there's
in our, in our,
Powerlifting is, Pat's not.
in our particular weight class, there's 6 lifters who have totaled 900 plus. So I still, you know, at GPC Nationals, it'll be me and Ryan, Timmy Krause, and that'll be it.
Should we
You know,
let's
with
say-
a couple other, you know, guys nipping on the heels, hanging around that 850, 870 mark.
Yeah.
But, you know, to have, you know, a couple of international guys coming over to try and take on the Aussies as well, it's sort of like, you know what, I'd rather put myself in that situation as opposed to, you know, going up against Ryan and Timmy and a couple of the other boys.
Yeah.
Whereas,
You're saying Ryan's easy competition.
hey,
You're saying Ryan's easy competition.
I'm not saying Ryan's easy competition.
What are you saying then?
I'm saying Ryan's good competition.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other boys are as well. So I'd rather, and I always have preferred doing Pro Raw, which is, you know, because a lot of guys put so much emphasis into the competition, they also make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
I think he's got a better name too. Let's all be honest.
Yeah.
I like doing Proraw because my Instagram followers go up every time I do it.
Smart.
Do that how much?
Oh, heaps.
On
How,
average,
how
at
many
least
more
10.
Patreon people do you get each time?
Oh, you gotta pay for that.
I only get a lot of Sebastian tags me. I'm like, Sebastian, please tag me so that'll be you.
That's why you gotta upload to your story and be like, Sebastian pimped my lift.
I did that.
He'll share it. I did as well.
I did it.
Fucking got followers. Like, this is sick.
Secret to fall of fame.
I mean, I already know it's a good lift, but
If you said before that, so I don't know who said it, one of you said it, that about qualifying totals for Pro Raw, like 80s need 700. Who was that?
I was saying it.
You were saying.
Yeah, you're saying.
Yeah.
So let's say no. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Before you start trying to say that you beat me and all that shit.
It's
He
just
did
good
beat you though,
fun.
right?
No, you beat me. Fair and square.
Fair and square.
My plate was my bar.
This
was
is like-
misloaded.
This is what you do to me, and that's me, and that's your 2.5 kilo Reese King beat you total.
Still beat you.
Yeah,
He did beat you though.
yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I got beaten. I've only lost 3 times in 20 months, so fuck.
Wow.
I was gonna say now.
Trivia.
About totals.
Oh yeah.
Qualifying
So
totals.
Coming
if
from
there
you.
was a total, if there was a qualifying total, right?
And I know exactly where I'm going
Aaron
with
Sim
this.
is Pro.
He wouldn't be.
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
What's
Yeah.
that?
No, but that's what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Like if you had a minimum qualifying total, and I think there should be, or it should be like top 15. You know what I mean? One flight.
I think
Flight,
I think
one
everyone
flight.
should have to do a comp in the year and put up a total, and then that's the best
What if it's the only comp you
15
do?
lifters or 10,
Yeah.
12 lifters or whatever, like
Because Aaron
10
makes
Aussies or
Pro.
5 internationals or something
Yeah.
to do that weight
Yeah.
class.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'd still
Feels like
qualify
that
if I
he's
did
deserving
800
of
sleeves
being
like, without even prepping for it. So
Fun.
I don't necessarily
I
think
think
a
it's that easy.
qualifying total is.
There
it
needs to be
should
something.
definitely be capped.
There needs to be
it should be capped.
Cap
But
the
I
amount
like
of
what
lifters,
what
put on
Shannon was
timer.
saying, where
Charges.
It doesn't matter what fed you do the comp in, you put,
100%.
it doesn't
You
matter
take the
where you
best
do the
15.
comp, you put up a total that year, then you go to Pro Raw
Yeah.
and you prove that your calls were
best
legit.
15.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One
Then what
flight.
happens when the internationals come along and kick people out?
No, it's just add them extras.
That's what I mean, like top 10 Aussies or whatever, then 5 internationals, and then if
Someone
If
comes
3
out,
of those
then you've got
internationals
extra.
don't pull up, then you grab
Yeah.
the next flight, 3 lowest Aussies or something.
Yeah, then it'll rock up anyway.
Yeah.
Except Tom.
Yeah, fucker.
Well, Dan was supposed to be
Oh,
doing
there's
one
a
then,
topic.
apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's start off with
Let's talk
Hey,
about
next week.
Hey, Will,
He's last.
Will, how'd you feel last year when everyone was like, Will,
It's
Will?
probably like, fuck, the pressure.
You're like, don't fuck this
I
up.
seriously thought you were gonna pull 390.
Yeah,
like my
same.
boys got 390, and then you
Well,
fucked it, and I was like,
It was
wow.
never the plan, that's for sure.
And you fucked it, and I look like a moron. Can do that myself, William.
Hopefully this year.
Okay. No, me looking like an idiot.
Did you
Yeah.
pull a 380?
Yeah.
Did you pull
You
380?
We pulled 380
In
this
the
year.
gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what was wrong with his leg? There's something wrong with his leg, right?
Tory's labia.
And then
Shut the fuck up! I want him to talk so he gets angry. William?
Will doesn't get
Will
it.
doesn't get angry.
Tory's
okay.
TFLQL.
Wow.
VL.
No, VL. Yes, VL. Yeah, out
Nice.
quad, whatever.
When-
Shifted in the squat. Lifted
Ugh.
off.
He has a little shift going on this one as well.
And then what else?
Shift or shake?
Shift.
Shift, shake, twist.
Both. All of it.
Alcohol withdrawals.
My little.
So anyway, I wouldn't have come here and squatted 350. That's what I'm saying.
I think it was like his last session, so the flights were probably already done, probably booked. You may as well come.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
at
come
that
and do
point,
it
Yeah,
last
but then
session
come and
with
do
a
a
10.
deload, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, probably testing it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he could have squatted 300
I'm
meters.
gonna
He's not
hurt
going
my
to lose
back.
strength. He's not going to get stronger.
I hurt my back in the before last session, deadlift session before the 20s. Where are we? Or whatever.
17?
2013 nationals.
Fuck, you're way back in time. I wasn't even born then.
Man, and then yeah, I didn't lift at all until the comp, and then I went to warm up and went, no.
Yeah.
So whether that happens, we'll see. But yeah, he posted up yesterday that he couldn't lay on his side until yesterday. So I mean, like, if he gets under a 350 squat, he has balls. That's for sure. Yeah, I'll probably hit the second squat and then just take a comfortable.
So walk me through what your because training is easy, getting strong is easy. Like what appeals to me is the psychology for each and different athlete in every sport.
Yeah.
Walk me through how you're thinking through your day in regards to your attempts and stuff.
So this first squat will be 340,
Yeah.
360,
Yeah.
and then assuming
So why 360 looks like shit?
if it looks real
Feels like shit because look and feel is two different things.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it always feels quite. I don't know. That's why I got Thomas handle me because I mean, like he's in the gym, he sees every
He
squat.
knows your body.
He just does. Oh, he's handled me at every single comp pretty much.
Yeah.
A couple.
Yeah.
So he's always made the right call. So whatever he says goes. But
Okay.
it'll definitely be unless Sebastian does fuck up already by that point. The safer of options because again pressure's on him, not me.
Yeah.
All I need to do is stay within 60 kilos. I don't know. So yeah, and then bench similar plan. Just take
Attempts that you'll make.
215 second, and then like honestly, if that moves like crap, then I probably would just skip the third, and then and then deadlifts just pull for the wing.
that's my plan.
So,
All
That's
your
always the plan
training lifts
against
look
him.
great. So
Who, Wills?
yeah.
Except for his bench.
Oh jeez, thanks man.
Yeah, I
Fucking
sent him a
savage.
video. I sent him a message.
Except for his bench.
Remember, wait for that rat call.
He has amazing thoracic mobility.
Yeah, you're so fucking mobile.
But we just need to speed it up just a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
Make it a little
It's a
bit more
confidence thing.
powerful.
On the eccentric, on the down part?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's losing a lot
It's
of
the same
energy
with my
when it
squat.
comes down.
But I think this squat was all brought on by years of having.
Well, it's
like,
confidence in
hip
your
pain.
body. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's just
confidence in
hip
your
pain for years going like, hey, I've got to avoid this little hip shift that's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
So that you learn to.
you just ingrained that motor pattern over time.
Yeah, and then you just learn to like I'm just learning to squat slow and like maybe overly controlled.
Yeah.
I don't
So
think there's
now-
anything wrong with squatting slow though.
No, well, it's never really been a huge hindrance, but I think that speeding up a little bit on the way down will help. But it's a thing that's it's a time thing. Like, there's no way I can go like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to drop into this bitch. Like, it's just not going to work out.
I think does everyone agree that that's silly anyway?
Dive bombing.
Well, yeah.
That's what Glenn does. What he does.
No, but not really.
So everyone
Oh,
always
wait.
agrees.
He's just being a
Yeah.
dick.
Yeah, he's pretty
Well,
smart.
he's trying to. Oh, he.
Can't trigger
trying.
me. It's
He's
impossible.
trying.
I can.
You've gone from yellow to pink.
I can trigger you.
It's a little pinky now.
But I agree with Josh. I could definitely move that bench
Faster.
a bit faster on the way down. But again, it's just been a confidence thing.
Any shoulder,
High
elbow
arch, really
soreness?
wide thing. No, I'm perfect now with as far as shoulders go. So we're good. I just need to do it. My grips come back in like 2 fingers, probably needs to come in a little bit more even.
Good.
So
We'll have a play with it after Proraw.
the
I
next,
just want to look at
I'm
it.
actually more excited about the next year because I think that like I said, I'm moving really, really well. Body's
Wait.
hold up so much better.
Where you holding the bar at the moment? Fingers on the rings. Or?
Forefinger, right?
It's the middle finger now.
Okay.
It used
On
to
the
be
ring?
max width. Actually, no, it's here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's two in from where it was.
Yeah, ring finger on the
Mine's
rings.
middle finger.
Yuck.
Josh does close grip 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at those triceps throws.
Yeah.
These things.
He's got
Thumb
no
space.
chest.
Thumb space.
He's all arms.
Just arms,
Joel
shoulders.
stays base from the middle.
Don't you just, like, if you close grip, you just sink it in and hip it off?
Nah.
No,
Nah,
okay.
I don't see
Sorry,
it.
I got the wrong idea.
I don't see it.
Josh is close grip.
You don't want to bench any further than you need to.
Playing to our strengths. Playing to our strengths.
This is why I'm like this.
Alright, well, we're on the subject then. Tell us your thoughts on bench, Josh.
Which particular section of the
Fucking
bench?
going.
Where people fuck up the most, what you see the most, that's getting triggered.
Here we go.
Who am I gonna-
Go.
Who
Go.
am I going to get triggered? You?
No, I'm gonna tell me when you're done so I can wake up.
Do you want me to show you a video of G's bench and show you where he fucking goes wrong?
Let's use G as an example.
Yeah.
You use me as an example.
That's
alright.
Initially, when I took over Paddy's bench, he was benching super wide, and
Yeah.
I fucking hate super wide benching.
Why?
The reason I don't like super,
I'm super wide.
not necessarily.
But you did also.
I
like that
also,
too.
yeah, I didn't like you
Yeah.
benching wide anyway.
Yeah.
I like to look at joint stacking, so elbow wrist placement. Then I also like to look at the collarbone width of the individual,
Yeah.
and generally it should be 2 to 2.5 times the width of the length of the collarbone is where the ideal hand placement should be in
Yeah.
order to get sort of the best like lat recruitment if they can get scapular retraction and depression as well.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of wide grip benching because at the end of the day you're sacrificing a lot of strength for reduced ROM,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day it's going to be horsepower that beats ROM anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you might have a
Bench.
cool for bench. So you might have a nice awesome arch and you might only have to move it 2 inches, but you look at people's bench pressing and they've gone fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So whether that's their training or they're just focusing too much on trying to build this beautiful arch as opposed to just getting stronger, that comes down to the individual.
Let's just say, do you reckon?
I also liked it, real simple terms, think of an upside down triangle. So if your grip's all the way out here,
Yeah.
most of those guys that bench like that are going to have their feet tucked in nice
Yeah.
underneath the bench or in line with the bench.
Yeah.
So from a stability point of view,
Yeah, it's not
you got
very
fuck all. There was a video I saw of Blaine Sumner.
Yeah.
So if you have a look at, there was an angle of where his feet were relative to his grip position, also relative to his elbows.
Yeah.
When he had the bar on his chest, it was this beautiful little X like that. So everything was lined up nicely, and he's one of the best equipped benches in the world.
Yeah.
So who was going to say something?
Critter.
I know what you said. You're saying about horsepower and range of motion. If someone has like a ridiculous arch and they literally all they have to do is this, then don't you think that that's more of a range of motion thing than a horsepower thing?
Talking outliers though.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Literally talking like 1%.
Yeah, but then like you said, then you've got limited like room to grow, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Strength. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who's an example?
What about then just using that as your main competition bench and then really just pushing up more flat back, tricep dominant bench press? And
Well, then why would you develop your tricep strength and...
you're still
Then
going
have
to
the
lock
reduced
it out.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? So
I like flat pass stuff.
Yeah,
It's a cool accessory.
I get a lot of our guys, a lot of my guys to do it. A lot of starfish bench pressing, so they actually sort of have to stabilise themselves through the midsection. But I think it comes down to grip width and building the infrastructure around the bench press to make sure that people can handle the load and have the power to generate it. I go through different stages with our training with bench pressing where it's a touch and go sort of. You touch lightly, you lock it out. I'm not a massive fan
not
of
bounce and go.
not bounce. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of pausing until closer to a comp. Because I like the lifter to build speed as well. So they're building that tension up, and then as soon as they touch, we want to get the fuck out of there real quick.
And if you're not bouncing, you can usually generate a pause anyway.
I usually tell people, like, if it is touch and go, like, if I were to call pause halfway down, I want you to pause halfway down. Like, I tell them, like, they should have enough
stop
control
it
to
on
be
a
able to.
Yeah, stop it.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't just be like, you're just fucking flopping
Yeah,
around.
I tell them with a touch and go, like it's basically like a t-shirt press.
Yeah,
You're not,
it's a
you're not
feather.
resting, you're just touching your t-shirt, boom.
Yeah, it's like a feather touch, like real like bring it down, because then you're still exercising that control.
Yeah.
You've got that stored energy behind you anyway to then transfer it and send it straight back up.
Yeah.
Get jacked.
Get jacked.
Get
Just
jacked
roll.
triceps.
And what if all of that fails and you're me?
Well, it hasn't. You know what I mean? Like you
Get a
went
better deadlift.
Biggest
because you
squat.
went away from what I wanted you to do, and you're doing Pat Morrison's bench program, and then you come back
Playing
because you're like,
Real.
okay, well this isn't fucking working. You know,
I
it's like-
tried the closer grip thing for a while and it just didn't go anywhere. It went backwards.
but you can't say you tried something for 6 weeks or 8
It wasn't
weeks.
6
and then-
weeks, it was like 6 months.
It wasn't fucking
It
6
was like
months.
fucking 6 months. We'll
It
scroll
was
through my
6 months.
Instagram, bro, after this.
Alright, we
telling
will.
you.
We will.
6 months.
It wasn't 6 months. It was like 6 weeks max, and you're like, bro, it's not working. And I'm like,
So do you reckon then?
Oh, you
you're-
they were going to get triggered at the same time.
You just cut off the trigger.
I was waiting for this.
Critta says he's ran out of chips, he had something else now.
What's your wide grip bench at? Not that you probably don't want him forever, but how much different strength is it to your comp grip, which is close?
wide grip as in pinky pointer on the ring?
I don't know, wider.
No, as in like ring finger on the ring.
Yeah.
What
That would be wide for Josh.
I just don't know.
Well, yeah, that would be.
Index.
What are you
that would be-
thinking on the
Index
rings
on the
or
ring.
just like
Nah, I'm about 10 mil off the
He's
ring.
not even touching.
Okay.
the line.
Yeah, so I'm about 10 mil in from that
Okay.
that ring.
fuck?
Yeah.
So-
It's
So-
on
so-
screen, I'm telling you.
So a finger in from the power
So-
rings.
But you
I'd be-
also look at his humerus length.
I'd
Yeah.
be here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's tiny. So when Josh talks
humerus.
about joints stacked upon joints,
Yeah.
it's like having
Yeah.
really wide stance with a sumo and having long ass fingers like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only time I've ever had my ring fingers on the ring was when I was benching in a shirt, and that was 280.
Okay.
So you don't know the difference, like right now.
No.
'Cause I'm just curious because like my wide grip compared to what
The-
a hand in close grip, it's like 5%.
The issue that I would see from doing that right is if I was to take my hands out, and this is why I'm also not a massive fan of the wide grip benching, is if I'm trying to bring it in here, you'll have people either try and tuck too much, okay, then they touch, and then to get under the weight
Yeah.
again,
It's a
the elbow's going to
situation.
flare,
Yeah.
okay, because then the elbows, to lock the bench out, you need to apply lateral force onto the
Yeah.
bar. So when you're bringing it down, you're tucking like this, you look from the side, you're going to have that bar coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still going to be, if you're looking at it top down, if they don't tuck and they have the elbows flared out, then that's going to happen anyway. So they're still going to lose that back position and the shoulder's going to round forward.
Oh, Will's triggered.
Pretty easy.
That's because you also have significantly better thoracic mobility
Yeah.
than bulk people out there. Like I look at your bench position and I'm like, this motherfucker's bench should be a lot better than what it is.
Yeah.
But you have this beautiful little arch and you have to go that fucking
The arch is
far.
kind of my arch came on through
Probably your
being an
deadlift
idiot.
work.
No, it was when I just started lifting in general, not powerlifting, just bodybuilding, and then I went, oh fuck, I don't know how to get my bench stronger, and I just looked up people that were good at bench, and then they had arches, and I'm like, that's how you do that. That is how you get it. It's just all about cheating. And then so I just started just doing all really dumb stuff to get a bigger. Like, that's literally all I focused on for ages, and then I realised once I actually got there, I'm like, oh, this isn't it right. Why is my bench like 200 now? What the fuck? But then then I started powerlifting. You know.
Fuck these bench people.
Yeah.
You get patterns like,
I can just squat.
yeah, just like deadlift.
There's definitely validity between having like your joints
Yeah, definitely.
stacked. I think maybe slightly wider than trying to keep. Well, for me, because when you look at me, bench, I'm not directly straight under.
Yeah.
I still have that slightly
Yeah.
like obtuse angle with
Yeah.
my elbow.
I reckon
when I'm
elbow is
going
the
out.
worst when you see people like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all. But when I look at Josh, I'm like, fuck, I don't know how he lifts that much weight in that position.
Why's that?
I've told you.
Triceps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
triceps.
No, I've told you before. Even if he gets a finger out, I think he would benefit.
Probably.
Again.
And it's something that we'll
Yeah,
see
so-
after this prep. I'm looking at talking to Joshy Bryant.
Hey, big man.
Yeah, about what can we do for more bench, because I'm like, my bench style and my bench programming has taken me to a 257.
You should worry more about
and it's on
deadlifting
its
more.
way back up. Are you really going to squat 375? I don't think so.
I think I will.
I think you're going to get fucking
Should we-
crushed.
No, I'm really confident.
Loz is next. Loz is
I also
next.
think it would be funny to see you unwrap 375.
Oh shit!
Now we get into deep shit.
We'll share some stanky leg there.
We'll see.
Proraw's is going to be the animal cage where we're just going to be doing dumb shit, just trying to...
In the warm room.
Yeah.
Dumb shit, everyone's maxing.
Dad, what's Josh do?
There was a book written in the 70s or the 80s. His name was Thomas. No. I can't remember his last name, but the Stronger by Science guys quote a lot of his
Okay.
work in terms of force output
Yeah.
for bench pressing and ideal bench press positions.
Yeah.
So some of the studies that have been done on bench press positions, we're talking about like wide grip, but they were done on a fucking Smith machine. I'm like, well, you can't really compare that.
Yeah.
But this study that they, like this book that was written, and I think even Joshy Bryant's a fan of it as well, where they talk about force output, various stages through the lift. Initially off the chest, force output, bang, comes up, and then there's that drop-off phase. And that drop-off phase comes from the elbow flaring to get back into its position to then apply the lateral force onto the bar.
Have you read Josh's books?
No.
They're just, like, it's mainly bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, see,
programs
but-
are just like MRAP until you die and then bodybuilding.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like the sound
I
of
know
that.
a couple of people who do programs for
Yeah.
like
No, like, I'm
Yeah.
fucking serious.
I'm interested to have a look at it, because he does have.
Does a lot of pin pressing, does a lot of just different bench variations.
Yeah.
as well.
Loves his
Bring that pinning.
boards. Like, really, like, just like...
Well,
that's
he's
something
got
like MRAP
a
to
massive
like,
stable of 270 plus kilo
MRAP, rest
bench
20
presses.
seconds.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's something that he's been doing
Grow the chest,
that
fuck the
works.
rest.
Yeah.
And I guess if I'm looking at my own training constructively over the last 2 years, going from what I was doing when I was benching 250 plus,
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of hypertrophy bodybuilding work, make sure I hit on my rear delts, my back, a lot of prone rows, hold my scaps in the actual position that I hold them in when I bench.
Yeah.
Then into Proraw last year, where I basically did fuck all, like it was the minimum, and I was missing reps, dropping sets, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Coming into the prep this year, sort of reminiscent of that 2017, where it was bodybuilding stuff and nothing got missed.
Yeah.
I feel this prep.
Well, I think if you walk into a bodybuilding gym, like World Gym, whatever,
Yeah.
like you always see massive bodybuilders just doing 200 fucking bench easy as.
Yeah.
Like
Full
obviously
plate
not
for just
the
sets of
comp
10.
standard, but they're just smashing it out.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you see them squat 180. You're
Yeah.
like, oh. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, 100%.
get massive, bench seems to go up.
Yeah.
That seems to be a common thing.
Yeah, horsepower.
Yeah.
Just need to take
Shoulders an
that
unstable joint, you put more tissue around it, it becomes more stable. So.
Bingo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's no technique to it. Seems to be just get massive.
Have you always just used though your standard competition grip bench press to push your bench press
Yeah,
up?
even when I was bodybuilding.
Yeah. So you haven't really experimented.
I don't
with
think it's-
variations.
Not really. Like, I don't really think it's changed too much from when I started bench pressing. When I think 2013 I broke the GPC record.
I guess just ride that wave until it.
Yeah, till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
You know, so far so good.
What about G's bench?
Like I said to G, I think it's just a position thing. So his, I think it's his left side just flares a little bit too early, and normally only because he's rushing his rep transition. And that's what when he sends me his videos, I'm like, lock it out, hold the fucking rep there, and keep it in.
Yeah.
Is it the
Because
tricep you talk?
It flares like
Like
this is fine, but this
beautiful position on that side, but this one will get under the bar real quick.
Yeah.
one.
So
Just a
it's
bench
probably
press.
more. He'll probably need to just be a little bit more mindful of holding that left side in a little bit more. So coming back from the bicep tear, I was trying to crank the bicep in too much until
Yeah.
one of the boys is like, your right elbow's in too far. So I've sort of got to think, relax that right side a little bit more as I'm pulling the bar down.
Yeah.
So with G, he's got to probably tuck a little bit more into the left and hold it in and be aware of that.
Yeah.
So
I think I get my lat recruitment through shoulder flexion, as opposed to external rotation.
Yeah.
So I don't really focus on tucking as much. Could be right, could be wrong, but
I don't focus on my elbows at all.
yeah, I focus more on that
Shoulders,
isometric.
They can go where they want.
Yeah,
Mm.
Isometric.
I think if you know
Shoulder.
how to set your scapula so you don't have to concentrate
No.
on externally rotating.
That
A lot of
bar should
people
push.
externally rotate and compensate because they actually can't physically pull their scapulas down the back
Yeah.
where they need to be. And they're trying to do that to pull their scapulas down the back instead of using...
Because you can
muscles
you
that
can
touch the
externally
scapula.
rotate this much, you can externally rotate this much. How do you know what you did the rep before?
yeah,
You can only shoulder flex. Is it flexion or extension? I always get
who
confused.
cares?
Flexion that way. You can only do shoulder flexion.
Sorry,
much.
extension. So
So
yeah, that's
extension,
extension. That's flexion, yeah.
You can only do shoulder extension so much until it stops. And then if you let the elbows fall, then that touch point's going to be the same every single time.
Yeah.
Because you're not guessing where the arm's going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm not a massive fan of teaching people tucking cues and shit like that, because when most people tuck, they'll pull the elbow in
Yeah.
and then they're going to lose that position through the shoulder anyway.
Shoulders are fine. Oh.
Yeah, out the
Who
front she
doesn't
goes.
have that range?
So- I like to get them. Prone row is one of my favourite accessory exercises for the bench press, because we'll get them into the position where they're locking their scaps down, and you're pulling it to the sternum just like you would on your bench press. So
Yeah.
it just reinforces that groove. Same with pen lay row.
Yeah.
I get all my guys to grab
Do
the
a
bar
bench grip.
in their bench press
grip,
grip, pull it to the sternum, same position you would. When they get to the top, hold it for a split second, and then that's what your back should feel like when you're benching.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, fucking light bulb,
Yeah.
you know? So it's a pull more than a tuck.
Yeah, reverse pull.
Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree with, or you just tight? You look half triggered.
No, it's not that I disagree. This is
I think he agrees.
I don't use a lot of rows, but
Yeah.
You what?
What do you use?
What do you
use
use?
a lot of rows?
Hey?
pull downs.
Pull down.
Loads of chins.
Yeah, a lot of chins, a lot
Yeah.
of pull downs, but they just
Chins are good.
rows just tend to drive extension for me, as in through my entire body.
Yeah.
And I already have
What about supported?
enough extension.
Extension, yeah.
What about, prone row?
chest supported?
Seal row?
Then I'll go this.
Yeah.
Still there.
Yeah, but if you hold that position, right? Hold that position.
Yeah.
What about
So I'm
holding,
saying
holding
the
your rib cage
Yeah.
down while you're rowing?
That's what I do, but I'll do it. I'll
Do you
I
want to
find
pull
pull
down?
down boys the same
Just
way.
better, yeah.
I know. I think people think that pull down and rows are completely different.
No, they're not the same.
It's,
Yeah.
it's still scap, pressure traction,
Yeah.
whatever.
I haven't been able to do a chin up yet lately.
You're too fat.
I don't trust
Too
my
weak.
bicep yet. It's not quite there yet.
If you shit at something, get better at it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So what if you shit at white grip benching? Should you get better at it?
Fucking oath.
That's all I do.
What's wide? What's wide butt?
Index finger.
Yes,
Or you
everyone's-
can
everyone's
go
wide.
jab grip and just have it like that.
Yuck.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yuck.
Tasty on those wrists.
And shoulders.
See, everyone's wide is
Yeah.
different, but
Yeah.
my wide would be index finger. Josh's wide would be like pinky finger.
Ring finger. See, I know I've toyed with ring finger when I was benching in a shirt.
I think that's the max you should go, but do you know what I mean?
and
Well,
I
you can do that as
I
an
didn't.
accessory and stuff.
Yeah, and I didn't mind it,
Well, I did my closer grip as an accessory. It's
but
That's
then I
what
went
we
back to
thought,
raw
yeah.
benching.
closer grip stuff. And hey,
I did
Double.
close grip as an accessory. I did wide grip as an accessory.
double it.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah,
close grip
for-
with pinky on
for
the ring.
Just do tens or something.
8.
Tens to me.
Fuck. It's really wide, bro.
What is?
What do you say? Close grip with pinky on the ring.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Because my index finger's always on the ring, so
that's
when
what,
I
it's
I
like
bring a whole
one
hand.
fist. It's like
Yeah.
one fist in. Is it?
And the feeling for me, that's a close grip. If I bring it any closer, it's just all fucking chest. Like it's just the pecs just fucking go crazy.
Yeah.
bench.
But that's not. Yeah. Play your strengths.
Yes, squats and deads.
Yeah.
I just say muscle.
We'll just squat and deadlift 500 to be alright.
60 kilo bench.
Yeah.
Who needs bench?
Just gotta stay close enough.
No,
As long as it's not too
benches
terrible.
has been a saving grace for a while, but I think the more I work with G, the better the squats will become, and as a byproduct of getting a better squat, I think the deadlifts will slowly creep up as well. So,
I think.
Just become a better lifter.
yeah. just maturing.
How do your knees cope with it all?
You know, it was actually something that you were saying about the recovery. Yeah, your recovery's been a lot better this year, and working with G.
Did you listen to G? I heard you didn't listen to him.
There was 1 week. There was one fucking week.
There was one critical week.
Well, there was one critical, and I was like, yeah, no. What I'll do is I'll break my protocol. I'll bring my deadlifts a day early. I'm like,
Not do recovery.
I probably don't have the time to go and do that today, and I didn't do
You're
it
talking
anyway.
about like active recovery, like you're trying to like the real recovery sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I ended up tweaking something in my back.
What's the recovery session?
I'll get acupuncture twice a week.
Yeah.
Coming into a comp, contrast therapy has become a massive staple in it now. And there was a couple of weeks where, like, 1 week where. Boys better get shredded.
What do you do for recovery, Will?
I eat. I sleep.
What?
I do little active recovery sessions at home. We've got like enough gym equipment at home that I can do little things. So I do like just little kettlebell stuff for my shoulders, which would be just like arm bars, things like that.
Yeah.
Just pretty much like all the ranges. I'll just do a little bit. So it'll be like bottoms up presses, arm bars by the side, push-ups, stuff like that.
Band pull bars, face pulls.
It's not so much this, it's more like the other way.
Yeah,
so I'm trying to like
a
anti-power
lot
thing
of-
yourself.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
a lot
trying
of
to
people
get your
neglect
serratus in there.
Yeah, a lot of people neglect the whole protraction serratus.
It's all
Well,
about
most people
reaching,
when
bro.
they start powerlifting, their serratus is fucking dominant and fucking they have no fucking upper back, and then they start powerlifting, and then
Opposite
they get
happens.
the opposite happens.
Yeah, it's
and
because
they neglect their
that's so
serratus.
extension.
Yeah.
Such an extension.
Because you see so most people bench and press, dumbbell press.
Well, that's where a lot of
Yeah.
that's where a lot of like the shoulder and bicep injuries are coming from.
Yeah, but it's just like not that balance between it. But then a lot of powerlifters obviously neglect
What's our shoulder?
training their serratus.
I went up 2 weight classes and still didn't grow boobs.
I think it goes back to extension-based sport, same thing.
The worst.
What was that?
Just saying, scap injuries and stuff, I think it just comes back to it. That, and what you were saying is that we're just a really extension-based sport as well as extension-based creatures.
Yeah.
And that stress in life, stress in training is all like this.
Yeah.
And then so people just need to get abs, hamstrings, serratus, leg trap, bang, you get that stuff. So a lot of my accessories are based around that.
Yeah.
So abs, hamstrings, we use them, reaching,
Yeah. Prevention.
resiliency.
Resilience. That word again. What about this, huh?
But I find the same thing when we're talking about
What about recovery?
Yeah.
Smoke
I like to watch some Netflix. Chill out.
Shit.
Like comp, I always just see my physio regularly. Just try to sleep. My physio is amazing, so he generally keeps me pretty good, Nick. That's it. Massage. No cryo. We don't have those in Adelaide. What we do is just really expensive.
It is really
It's
expensive
still,
too.
it's still.
You got the ocean though,
I think
right?
if you're using
It's 2008 though in Adelaide, isn't it?
No, not quite yet. Not quite yet.
I think if you're in off season and you're using cryo ice baths and that super regularly, it's like.
It's unnecessary.
Too much.
Well, I mean, like, why is your recovery such? Why is your inflammation so high?
Yeah.
Like, inflammation is good to a certain degree, but if you're driving that much inflammation that you need that in your off season, I think there's probably something missing. In prep, like, fuck, do what you need to. I don't give.
Yeah.
Go and see physio 3 times a week for me to sit on the platform, but you're managing at that point as opposed to fixing.
Yeah.
Physio,
I agree.
massage, go for a fucking walk.
What's the difference between
Yeah,
a fucking
exactly.
walk and a normal walk?
Hip thrust.
See
pretty
physio
good.
like maybe once
That's
a
2
month
from you
outside.
today. You're all right. You're all right.
What was that?
See physio like maybe once a month outside comp prep, and then in comp preps like weekly, fortnightly,
Yeah.
and then the last few weeks when I start to get stressed,
Daily.
I'm gonna
Speed the heart.
maybe if I get see physio now, I'll bench 1 kilo more. I'm starting to get those comp worries, and then probably unnecessary.
Yeah.
I agree.
I could do exercises later.
Do you agree or just disagree, G?
I don't disagree. I think everyone's going to have a different opinion, but I had the amount of treatment that I've gotten for this prep is one deep tissue massage, and the last prep before that.
You got a lot of tissue though.
Yeah.
That's a whole day.
That's a whole day massage. But and the prep before that, I think it was like 2 or 3. So the more that I've put into contrast therapy and variables around improving my recovery, the less
Definitely.
deep tissue manual therapy that I've needed.
And just the better you move as well, the less.
The less you're going to have to require.
So what are you getting manual therapy for though? Like just to deal with
Just some release.
niggles?
Yeah, just some niggles.
Yeah, majority of the time, like if I'm seeing my massage therapist, it's just all structural work to focus on correcting imbalances. It's not pain related. So
Lucky you.
All right, that was pretty insightful. I think there's some good information.
A lot of shit
In there,
talk.
a lot of shit
Mostly.
talk.
Let's say shit. We are probably like the four of us, because Will's pretty switched on, and we're all pretty switched on. Like when me and Critta have to do like a podcast where there's no one else in it, we're sweet. But as soon as the four of us get together, it's like all fucking down. He's like
It's all great.
he's like the fucking puppet master.
Fucking adverse motherfucker.
he's angry, man. They're always calculated.
Yeah. Now some ramen.
That'd be nice.
Ramen noodles.
Do you guys sleep?
Do I what?
Sleep.
Upside down in back case. But it's
Do
the back case.
you wear a
they call it.
CPAP, George? Josh?
George.
Nah, I've had a look at getting one.
He's not big enough.
Your neck's not fat enough.
Man,
Will's the only person with a fat neck that doesn't need a CPAP.
Stan Effing said everyone should wear a CPAP, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. No, but I have looked at getting one because
Why?
I have had a video sent to me of me sleeping,
Talk about it after the podcast.
Yeah.
and it's just like sounds like I'm fucking.
So that was you sleeping?
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it, but you saw me about to say it.
You're right. It is me.
Dick. I've looked at them.
Yeah.
I just haven't been fucking bothered to do it.
Do it. It's good.
Next
I have
prep.
heard many people say it has changed their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed my life when he got one. Still waking me up.
My sleep's improved so
Oh,
much.
you sleep, Pat?
Oh, my back.
He seems scared.
Yeah, I don't snore. Like occasionally I'll wear like a nasal strip to bed and that's about it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Do you like the nasal strips?
Critta has one.
I just UGT over here.
What do you do?
They've been around before you, Jenny.
I know, I'm just it's his thing.
Yeah.
He loves it.
They do work. I wear one with my CPAP.
Really?
My mouth breather, yeah. I get better breath
Do
through
you
my
take them
nose.
out?
Wait, a mouth breather?
He has.
I have a full face mask.
Yeah.
So what's mouth breathing?
When you breathe in through
You
your
breathe through your mouth.
My nose is damaged.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Like, legit.
Is it just?
Charles says it.
No, he's
No,
like.
he breathes through his mouth.
Oh yeah, so do I.
Like,
Well, we should get
It's a bad
called the oxygen advantage, I'm pretty sure it's called. They talk about taping your mouth.
Tried taping the mouth, but it's
Putting sugar in
random
your
how
nose.
much I get through my nose.
Yeah.
It varies a lot. Some nights I'll be able to just breathe through my nose the whole time, and then other times
Is that more of a
Just-
sinus issue? Do you think then?
my nose is smashed from kickboxing. I need to go get an
Yeah.
operation.
That's
I've got
usually
mine done
that's the worst.
playing football.
And it can be your tongue as well.
Yeah.
You can get surgeries on your tongue to change.
Yeah, I've had the camera
Don't
down
touch
there.
his
The
tongue,
guy
it's
said
good.
I need the surgery, but he goes, you need a CPAP
shit.
as well. So.
time to wrap it up.
Could be great.
Could be life changing.
Could be shit. Had the ring back then. That's all I've got. Shit talk.
All
Anyway,
right.
good luck, everyone.
Yeah, good luck,
Good
guys.
Go out there.
Thanks for
go
coming
hard.
on and talking heaps
Good
of
luck,
shit.
G.
Sorry to ruin your podcast.